and Garrett Fisher.
I don't think you told me to watch a Rick Ross and Garrett Fisher video.
Go on YouTube,
Okay.
search Rick Ross, CrossFit, Garrett Fisher.
Isn't that the Savan one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. Hold on. I'll tell you about that in a second. I've
You'll tell me about it?
yeah, because I'm an expert.
I got
Are
the
we
Dr.
live? Can we
Phil
hear
of
everything?
CrossFit. I can hear you.
Are you I'm gonna check the live real quick. This is the
That
worst
sounds
part of like all this.
that
I'm
sounds
gonna,
Says
good.
we're live.
I don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're live.
I just want to make
I
sure
see
that
the
we can
live button.
hear
Oh,
audio. Audio's good?
yeah, looks like it. All right, I got my monitor up so I can see. All right, I got my monitor up.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, so I actually, one of the first pieces of content CrossFit wise that I saw ever before I even started doing CrossFit was the RossFit one. Like years ago, I saw this when I was doing powerlifting and strongman and all that. That was like the first piece of CrossFit content that I had ever consumed. And it didn't get me bought into CrossFit at all, but I was like definitely intrigued because it was Rick Ross. And he was one of my favorite rappers at the time. He was really big in like skateboard culture. He was in like all the skateboarding video games and stuff, you know? And yeah, I think it was a really good piece for sure.
How old were you when Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 came out?
Number one.
Yes,
Shit. That was like 96, right? 97?
number 1. Yeah.
I was like 5. Yeah, dude.
I
Logan
remember-
probably
I
wasn't even
remember-
born.
No. I was born in 96.
I remember getting the demo disc. So like, if you signed up for like PlayStation Underground, you would get a demo disc every like month of like games coming out. And Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 had like the warehouse is like the demo.
Yeah.
Dude, I played that thing probably like 8,000 times before the game even came out.
That was the good old days, dude. That was the good stuff.
Yeah.
Logan, did you play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater? Any of those?
Yeah. Yeah, we played some of them, but it wasn't as like nostalgic, I guess.
No.
Who's we?
Me and my brothers.
How old's your brothers?
My older brother's 31, they're 25, and then 22.
How old are you?
28.
You're only 28?
Yeah.
Bro, you have so much life ahead of you.
How does it feel to have friends that are like of like knowledge, a wealth of knowledge and of age?
You can't.
You talking about here?
Yeah, right here. Like,
and
how does it feel
yeah.
to be amongst the likes of like Aristotle and Socrates right now?
I had
It's
a
humbling.
professor in college that in the first day of class said Socrates.
No.
I stood up. I'm like, I'm out.
Was it a philosophy teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Just professors will say certain stuff just to sound more astute, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
I just
My
didn't go to
pick-
class.
Intro to philosophy class like this.
You're like, dude, I already know more than you.
No, just it just it just sets the tone for what the rest of the dumb class is gonna be.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, I want to get into it right away. Hopefully we get like some good comments from people and some haters on this one. We all saw, what's his name? The dude, the trend guy.
Billy
giving him
Mays'
shit.
brother, Bobby Mays.
Is that was his name? The
Yeah,
dude who
Billy
said that
Mays'
CrossFit
brother.
is dead?
Bobby Mays?
No, it's not.
Yeah, he's Billy's brother that took a whole bunch of trends and used just for men to fill out his beard.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I just can't believe anything right now.
Yeah, good. He couldn't sell any more slap chops.
Yeah, good. Good. All right, CrossFit, is it dead? What's your guys' takes on it? I thought that the reel that he did was actually very good and sparked a good conversation.
He said 90% of the gym's closed.
Yeah, but that's like if I said like 90% of you are
Straight?
straight. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're definitely not hitting that quota.
Yeah, I know. it was like 90% of you guys are straight, then I'd probably be right. It's just like throwing out a number. You know what I mean? It's not like he actually knows what the statistics are. He just like sees that the gyms, like, honestly, like it seems like there has been a lack of CrossFit gyms across the board.
Yeah, we all agree this is a downward trajectory. We're as
Yeah.
high as 15,000 affiliates, and we're probably just below 10,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's roughly 66% of us left.
Yeah. I had some people comment like to my sticker or whatever on Instagram, the poll, and I had a good amount of people message me and say that CrossFit has been literally digging itself a hole for about 10 plus years now.
7.
You think 7?
Yeah, but how many of those gyms, right, still teach the CrossFit methodology, still will, and will buy back into CrossFit once there's changes made? You know what I mean? So of that 6,000 that have dropped, how many are still in love with how it started and just waiting for more changes to happen? Then we'll go back to what they were doing. They're not gone.
They're still doing AMRAPs, EMOMs for times.
Yeah, but my question
snatch.
with all that stuff is though, right? Because CrossFit is supposedly all encompassing, and there's no exact, like, everything that you do is CrossFit, right? So if we look at like Tanner Shuck and Taylor Self's debate on Savant's podcast even, and the reason why I like refer to that is because I think that this is really telling about the state of CrossFit and what it means to be a CrossFitter or do CrossFit, is there's no real definition. Because even they said, when Tanner gave the answer that he would have somebody do a pushing movement, a pulling movement, a horizontal row, a pull, or something like that, and then walk on a treadmill or do rowing, they were like, well, that sounds like CrossFit to us. So everything is all encompassing as CrossFit. There's no clear definitive definition. And I keep forgetting who this person is, but I wish that I could find the real, I wish I could find whose content it was, where they said there are definitive CrossFit movements, such as the dumbbell snatch. And I think that that's true too. But so badly, I think the argument with CrossFit is that they don't want to be defined by anything. No movements, no AMRAP, no EMOM, blah, 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 blah. You know, and they want to be all encompassing so that they can't lose the battle. Do you get what I'm saying? And so,
No.
You don't get what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I don't think anyone's actually trying to win the battle. I don't think CrossFit cares at all how they're truly defined. They have their definitions. That's what they stick to. It's the methodology in which we crown the fittest every year by a 13 to 15 workout test. That's all I care about. I don't think anyone is as captivated with the discussion as you are.
I think I might be a little bit more obsessed than other people are, for sure. For sure. But dude, what I do think is interesting in the reel that he made, and it's in my opinion, it's super true, and especially because I have seen content the past 2 days, it just magically popped up on my stuff.
It's not magic, it's the algorithm.
No, this is for sure not. Like, this dude, one of the things was labeled like it was this dude. Do you guys know, do you ever watch like any of the old YouTubers, like the OG YouTubers, like Beast Mode Jones, like Physiques of Greatness, all that stuff? Do you guys know who that is?
Unforgivable?
Yeah, I remember Unforgivable. I said, make me a bologna sandwich.
Chicken sandwich.
Dude.
Waffle fries.
Anyways, dude, this guy, in the middle of talking about if hip thrusts are a good glute exercise, talks about hip thrusts are a trendy movement. That's why people like it. And then he says, out of nowhere, kind of like CrossFit. Do you remember when CrossFit was popping and that just kind of went away out of nowhere, but people were stoked on it for X amount of years. And then he went on and talked about something else. And then today I'm listening to a podcast, and do you guys know who Christian Guzman is? He's the dude that invented Alpha
I know the
Elite.
name.
Alpha Elite Athletics is his clothing line. Whatever. He was on a podcast, and it's called Don't Be Sour. But they were talking about one of his goals for 2025 is to be healthy and more functional and stuff, right? And they were talking, and then he was talking about that he wants to do F45 to accomplish this goal. He wants to do F45 to get more healthy and be more functional. Because when you look at bodybuilding people, they can't really do much, right? Is kind of like the thing with bodybuilders. Anyways, they go on to talk about high rocks instead of CrossFit. as being like the pinnacle of fitness. And the dude, Christian Guzman, who's well in the fitness industry, said that High Rocks is the evolution of CrossFit. I found that to be like extremely interesting coming from somebody that's really ingrained in the fitness industry.
But they're not ingrained in CrossFit, and CrossFit
Yeah, no.
hasn't marketed itself for the last 7 years.
I know,
Those
but
people,
right.
they
Go ahead.
they don't see what Logan and I see because they didn't experience when CrossFit actually marketed themselves. Because they haven't marketed themselves the last 7 years, it's this open debate. Those people don't know anything about CrossFit because CrossFit doesn't produce any content for them to digest, consume, understand. They're all just guessing, or they're completely deaf to it because again, there's no way for it to get in front of their eyeballs.
Yeah, but that's kind of to the point of like it dying. That's kind of to the point of it, is that people don't even talk about it. People don't even know what it is because it can't even be defined. So like slowly it's starting to trickle away from the masses, which is a problem.
It isn't because it can't be defined. It's because it's not being marketed.
Both things, I think. Both things. I think both things, because you have to be able to give somebody a clear-cut explanation to what they're going to expect, what they can expect when they come in the gym.
Which we do and can.
Yeah, and that's why you bring them in for a free day. You show them what a class is like.
Right.
And they get invested into the community of that
But
class.
how does that happen, though? And Joe, we just had that
You
talk
tell your friends.
2 days ago. Not just that, but like it has to be presented, and you have to get the person through the door. But if you can't get the person through the door, then this is like a wash of a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So like somehow there has to be marketing, but within the marketing, it has to be explained what it is. Otherwise, no one's going to approach it. So like if I'm Joe Schmo walking down the road and I have to lose 80 pounds, I'm probably not going to pick a CrossFit ad over an F45 ad if all I see are things that look extraordinary, rather than F45 they're slamming a 10-pound ball on the ground, and that looks more simple to me than a chest to bar as marketing, right?
Sure.
That's why the game shouldn't be marketed for.
I agree 100%.
CrossFit.
Yeah, 100%.
As to grow community. Games is not where you want to put your money, but they've done that obviously in the wrong way, because that's when they run most of their ads on ESPN. Is during the games, during this stuff, and you're like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to go to the gym and be half decent for the new year, new me, right? So it's like, okay, where are all these ads now for the new year to get people in the CrossFit gyms? It's up to the local gyms to do that now. So they're paying out of pocket to do that. CrossFit isn't doing it. They're doing it on their own. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't think they're dead at all, though, because they've made some – and what they continue to do, especially with Dave being on Savons, saying that every month now they're slowly bringing out new stuff, which is good. It's keeping people engaged again. They're not just splurting a bunch of stuff all at once and then we're like trying to ingest it. They're slowly coming out with updated information, probably to make sure that they can backtrack a little bit and they have more of a grasp on the information that's being put out. So I think that's a positive, plus the safety team that they put in place, that people specifically they put on that team, I think it was forced on them to pick certain people like a Rich Froning to be on that team because everybody knows like that guy is part of what the core CrossFit was. You need to bring those people back, as what we've been saying is bring those people back into CrossFit so they can help change and push this movement. So it'll be interesting to see how the season plays out along with the World Fitness Project.
Yeah, I think my whole thing, like with this like topic from that guy's reel, is that just because it's dead doesn't mean it can't come back. You know what I mean? Just because it's dead doesn't mean it can't be resurrected, type thing. Like I'm not saying that like CrossFit's dead and it's gone forever.
No.
But what I am saying though for sure is that CrossFit has kind of lost its mystique, and people that are outside of fitness don't really hear, know, or think about it, you know? And if it is like something that people want to grow as a sport, as a community, as a fitness modality or whatever, then it like somehow it needs to be talked about again. You know, people don't even think about it. Yeah. If we got High Rocks at the forefront, you already know CrossFit's losing the battle, losing the game, you know?
Yeah, I mean, High Rocks is definitely, I think what people don't remember is where did Hunter McIntyre come from? Right, he came from the Spartan race world.
Yeah.
That Spartan race. Yeah, is an evolution of what High Rocks is now. It's the same thing. So it's like, and more endurance athletes met Spartan racing, which they didn't want to go up a mountain anymore. They just want to keep it at a gym type of atmosphere. Create this thing that started mostly in Europe, right? And
Yeah.
that catch on is a lot faster and hotter than anywhere else. So I would notice, at least in the world of fitness. Um, so it means a lot more when they push it here, and now everything's selling out months ahead.
Yeah.
You know, all the high roxes and people. But I don't know. I think what was interesting, we did the Rogue Standard Challenge. Everybody that was doing it with me, um, were all CrossFit based people,
Mm-hmm.
and like no one got hurt. Everybody was able to complete it. We had a team of 4 men, and there's a team of 4 females, and then some of them were just kind of moms at CrossFit gym, and
That's
they
cool.
destroyed it. They did over 300,000 meters.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And these women killed it. It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
But they do CrossFit as a base,
Mm-hmm.
just to stay fit. So that means anything else, it's very, attributes to most of their life of just staying fit and being able to do hard things. It was really cool to see.
That is really cool. Yeah.
And again, I think there needs something to be said about Hunter McIntyre. Like, he was able to be world champ at one point in High Rocks, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have made it to the games, but when he did make it to the games, he could barely snatch 185 pounds and got cut right away.
Yeah, first cut. Yeah.
How fit is this dude really?
What are you
Well, I
defining
think
as
An
fitness?
endurance athlete.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
He's really good at a single modality, and he's slightly bigger than the average endurance athlete, so he's got more of that hybrid build. But it's all about what you want to argue. Of course, Hunter is going to want to push High Rocks further because he's better at it, and that makes him cooler and more relevant.
Yeah, but that's what you do is you get these top level names to push the sport. When you see a Tia Toomey or a Matt Fraser push the sport, they don't.
Yeah.
They stay in their lane, they get their products from their sponsors, and they work out really hard and stay quiet and say nothing in their videos. You watch any proven video and they're just laughing the whole time, talking about a few pieces that they work out with, but they're not going to tell you what they actually do or like the sauce behind it. You watch a Fraser video with the HWPO and all they do is giggle for an hour. It's like, why are we giggling for an hour? Like, nothing's funny here. You're training, and training is hard. Like, let's see that. But no, it's all fun and games the whole time. Then why did Mal leave? It's all fun and games. You know what I mean? Like, why did Hopper leave? You guys are having so much fun. So
Do
it's
you-
like,
You're saying they left if there was so much fun, why would they have left?
yeah, if they're showing you it's so much fun, why?
Yeah, it's for sure
why are you
not
leaving?
fun.
No, that's what I'm saying. Why are we putting up a fake perspective?
Mal
you're
and
just-
Hopper didn't have anything to do in Vermont, and at some point you're going to become like you're not Matt. You're not going to have this whole team catering to your every need.
No.
And when you're a normal human being that doesn't look at this like I have a 3 to 5 year window to make
shit. You guys, hold on. It looks like we lost audio. How did that happen? What the heck? It cut out when I put my sweatshirt on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear the other dudes? You guys leave the thing and come back real quick. Damn it, dude.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, I can hear it on YouTube. Sweet. Can you hear me now? Oh, I can hear it on YouTube. Sweet. Can you hear me now? Oh, I can hear it on YouTube. Sweet. Can you hear me now? Nope, can't hear you now, Justin. Now you're muted. Now you're muted. Yeah, you're muted. I can only hear myself now. Yeah, you're muted. I can only hear myself now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay,
right.
can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Travi, can you hear him?
Travi, can you hear him?
What the hell happened, dude?
I don't know. As soon as you put your sweatshirt on, everything changed.
I gotta go to our live and see.
That's what I'm on right now. I can hear you.
Can you hear you?
That's what I'm on right now. Yeah. I can hear you.
You can?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Cool. Joe, speak.
Daddy, can you hear me? Daddy, can you hear
Yep. All right, we're good.
All right, cool. All right, you guys keep going.
All right, where did I wonder where I cut off at. Let me just backtrack a little bit. Don't show me videos of your camp and CrossFit when we know how hard this shit is, and you're just laughing and giggling every 5 seconds. You're not showing the real sport. At least when I watch Hunter McIntyre's videos, I'm watching his treadmill videos when he goes to visit with his running coach, and it is hard stuff. It's raw footage. Sure, he's like eating whatever he wants. He kind of goofs around in between, but like he's showing the hard work and isn't just laughing every second because his coach is taking it seriously. When you have a whole weird aura when the camera's on and everybody's kind of giggling and laughing, like, what are you doing? You're not helping the sport. You're making it seem like it's fun when people do it and they start quitting now. Like how many people have quit in the last year or two because it's too hard.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have the money to do it anymore because found out they got to do 2 days, or they can't have the full job that they want, but they make no money off of it. So back to what I was saying about Hunter McIntyre, at least he's pushing high rocks without being paid for. He's just pushing because he loves the sport. No one at the top of our sport is doing that. They're not pushing, at least outside their local community, because we don't see it, right? Maybe they are in their own gym, but guess what? That's not going to grow a community. If that's what you want for the sport and that's what you want so bad, right? You talk about how you want change and how you want this and that. Well, then promote it. I really don't see it at all. The only people that do, I think, is Mayhem.
Yep.
But they do it holistically. They do it out of, their governance body of faith, family, fitness, So It's not like they're doing it because they're like, oh, CrossFit needs it. They've already just done it. Kind of how they built themselves. But of the other big brand names, where are you? Help the sport if that's what you're asking. Why isn't CrossFit doing more? You need to do more. I think that's back to kind of what Chase Ingram's trying to say. He's like, why aren't we doing more? We're just leaning, we're just letting go and being like, why isn't CrossFit doing all this work?
Yeah, but do you think that they actually give a shit, like the athletes and
most
people
no.
such?
Yeah, I would
No.
say that a large portion of the new
No.
athletes don't, because they weren't brought up in a gym in a community. Yeah, I don't think they care that much. I don't think
No.
they understand what they're not caring about.
And they're going to have a higher attrition rate than the athletes that have been in the sport. So why is it the Daughter stayed so long, Froning stayed so long, people that originally came with the sport stayed so long,
Yeah.
and then these newer athletes in the last couple of years, the attrition rate is so much higher.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even need to look up the stats for that to know that.
Yeah.
Because people actually get into the sport, they're like, oh shit, this is hard. But I saw it on YouTube and it looked like so much fun because they were laughing and joking. Like, they're with their family and community. We go to the gym and I'm like the only person there sometimes. Like, I'm not with a camp or anything like that. You just go and you grind. Or the class is trying to have their class and you're trying to work out in the back and it's in the way. You kind of have to wait. You've already been there for 3 hours. You're like, I don't need this extra programming. Like, a lot of things need to evolve. I'm just getting on my soapbox real quick about this, but I don't know how you run your gym, Joe, but for the love of God, why do gym owners not have a 24-hour access?
We don't yet.
Or at least, if not a 24-hour access, at least open gym hours that aren't just 8 to 9 on Sunday mornings. Because
so we really only have open gym, like while classes are running. We have half-hour gaps between classes. We haven't seen much benefit of growth of trying to cater to more of the competitive athletes, because most of those athletes will come in on their own time, work out in the corner, and they don't really elevate or participate in the community stuff. So it's one of those things where I don't, at this juncture of the gym and how it's laid out, from a return on investment, it's a non-factor or not benefit. The new gym, when we move in the summer or fall, will have its own dedicated open gym with 24-hour access, because I want to fill that void. But we have a really bad history with the competitive athletes being disconnected from the community.
So there's a few things I would do, but I want to, before I get there,
Hold on. We don't have audio, dude.
Yeah, we do.
You can hear it on yours?
On my YouTube, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. On my YouTube, yeah.
You can still hear it now?
Yeah. On my YouTube, yeah.
You can still hear it now?
Yeah. On my YouTube, yeah. You can still hear it now.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. Sorry. Keep going then. What the frick? It's my computer then. Okay. Or what are the things that you would do, Logan?
Where'd Joe go? I want to make sure he hears it so he can write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take some freaking notes, Joe.
All right.
Hey, real quick though, I agree with you with the 24-hour access thing. I kind of think why are CrossFit gyms not following the Anytime Fitness model? You know what I mean? People even firefighters, policemen, or whatever, they want to still train. That was something that I actually thought about.
Insurance, cost of the 24/7 fob system, and again, operating expenses then become 24/7 versus we currently operate at 7 hours.
Have you looked at what insurance costs for that?
I've not gotten a recent quote. We quoted it 4 years ago.
It cost me $27 extra to have 24-hour access in Pewaukee.
Okay, and then what is your fob service?
I didn't have a fob. I just had a key, and then I just put cameras. But the fob service that I did look into, upfront cost was I think $2,000, and then it was a service every single month, a service fee, $50-$60 or something.
We have an app that we just
do?
go up to the thing with our phones.
Hybrid or?
No, it's called GeoKey.
Okay.
That's what we use. It's $75 a month for open gym, $175 for classes, unlimited classes. I would pay $100 a month for open gym access for 24/7.
But
honestly.
do you pay for the other membership?
Nope. I only have
Yeah,
open gym.
see-
That's it.
Yep, exactly. That's why I don't do it.
What do you mean?
I barely make any money off you.
$100 versus 175?
And someone that's a part of my community.
Well, that's where I would change some things. So, I mean, again, let me get to the other point first. But we're writing it down.
Write this shit down.
Don't call yourself a top CrossFit gym. No, I'm not talking about mine. I'm not talking about mine. Don't call yourself a top CrossFit gym in the U.S. and not no. Actually, he said he would come on, so we need to get him on.
Oh yeah, let's go.
And then not offer open gym for drop-ins. If you're a top CrossFit gym in the U.S., you know what athletes do. You have athletes.
We offer that if we have open gym time.
No, this gym would not let in open gym drop-in.
Yeah.
Why?
Are we talking about someone specific?
Yeah, but you wouldn't know off the top of your head.
Oh.
Just, and I'm like
can you
blown
just name
away.
it? Because since I don't know who they are, just like say the name. It might make it familiar.
No, I'll text it to you guys.
Okay.
And
yeah, some gyms are super weird and quirky and rigid like that.
So how am I supposed to travel?
There's gyms that won't even let you use chalk.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got frog grips now.
Oh, can I say something about that, dude? That shit used to drive me wild. I remember I walked into a CrossFit gym. I'm not going to name who it is. They're in Wisconsin. They're in a certain area. Never mind. Anyway.
Say it with your chest. Quit being a baby.
Yeah. Dude, I just remember hearing somebody bitch about having to clean up chalk on the floor. And I was like, do you want your people to be strong and fit and like learn all this stuff, or do you not? Because like, I'm not saying that chalk is essential for fitness, but it definitely comes with the game.
Yeah.
You know? And so like, don't even get me started, dude. I don't know.
Like, obviously, I don't love when members leave like bricks of chalk on the J cups and they're just chalking like willy nilly, or like we have members that chalk up for like wall balls and burpees. And
you don't do that. You can slip on the burpees.
Yep. So again, we have chalk everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
I don't want you writing your workout on the floor.
What do you do already at Globo Gym? You have to wipe down and put away all your equipment. What doesn't happen with open gymmers most of the time?
They don't put.
They don't wipe
the toilet.
They put wipes in the toilet. They clog your drains. They're keeping weights out. They let stuff open. What I'm going to talk to when we're actually moving facilities in like a month, and it's like right down the street from where we're at now.
Like the gym is moving.
Yeah.
Did you guys kick one of your partners out?
No, it just someone else
there
bought
was a recent social media uproar.
No,
something about nutrition or whatever.
Something about lifting weights or whatever. But we're moving gyms, and we're gonna have a dedicated back room for the open gym stuff. But I'm gonna talk to one of the owners and be like, hey, if we're part of open gym and now we have a dedicated space where we know people are gonna be leaving stuff out, put a board up on the wall, and we're gonna all chip in to clean the gym once a week. Mayhem kind of already does this, and they have a day of just cleaning with the athletes. But I think they need to take more responsibility, and maybe that'll help in turn build the community a little bit more, right? I know like a handful of people that do open gym, but mostly they're quiet to themselves. But if you tell me I have to come in at a dedicated time because I get a cheaper membership to help clean your gym, so that's less you have to clean, because now you gave me a dedicated space, I'll sit there and clean it, or I'll just make sure I'm really clean after I'm done.
But right? That's not a problem that's exclusive to like an open gym CrossFit thing. Like people leaving their shit around just happens at gyms like at large, you know? I get what you're saying for sure, but that is like the biggest problem that I've had working at any type of gym is just that people don't put their shit away. And like even recently, I had to talk to somebody at the gym that I'm at and tell them to like start putting their shit away because I am not your slave. You know, like I don't feel like I should, because I train clients there. So I'm like, I don't feel like when I walk in this gym that I should have to take time out of what I'm getting paid for to do something that you should just be doing because you took it out. You know what I mean? So like I totally get what you're saying for sure. I wonder how many people would like be like when you say a cheaper gym rate, is it like you can pay the $100 a month if you don't clean, or like, and then it's like if you help clean, then it's like $75 a month, or what are you saying?
No, it just comes with it. Like either do it or not.
Oh, like
You know what I mean?
if you're an open gym member, you have to come once a week and clean.
Or you have to clean once in the month. Like everybody's got to clean at some point.
I don't
Come in
think
for a
I don't think
dedicated
people
hour.
would go for that. I totally understand what you're saying. I just feel like somebody like you who's like you like the community aspect still, even though you're not like a class person, and like you're a good person. You know what I mean? Somebody like you, I think, would do that. But your average everyday gym goer, dude, the only thing they're thinking about is themselves. Like, get in, get out. I don't need to clean this shit. This is somebody else's problem. You know what I mean? And that's just coming from like, I've worked in Globo gyms, and I've also like, you know, owned a business and rented from gyms, and I've owned a gym too. You know, I don't know. It's a good idea. It's a good thought for sure. I think where you would probably do the best, and what most gyms should do, is literally just have signs, clean your shit up, or you're getting kicked out, you know?
They don't.
But I don't know if most people would do that.
Yeah. No, I think though, going back to the open gym concept in general, like if CrossFit gyms too are on the precipice of, do I keep my CrossFit tag on me or do I drop it? Again, what are you doing for the sport? How are you helping the sport as well? How are you helping your community grow? And if CrossFit sees that as, oh, building people to be able to compete at the games one day from a community level, why aren't you allowing that to flourish?
Wait, this is a really good point. That's a really good point. Well, keep
No,
going,
appreciate
keep
it.
going, keep going, keep going.
What would Socrates say? He would say something like, why aren't why aren't we evolving ourselves in here? Why is it just the class that's evolving? If we notice now that people have so many hours in the gym,
Yep.
why aren't we allowing that? I'll give you an example. Me and my wife first got here. We were looking for gyms to go to, and that was kind of like, it was kind of funny because like it's not something people would normally do, is go around to different gyms and be like, oh, which gym do I want to go to? And then it's going to help decide where we're going to live, you know?
Yeah.
But that's what we did. And we went around to different, and we told the owner that to each gym we went to. And one of the gyms, we walked in, I was like, hey, are you whatever? And he's like, yeah. I said, hey, my name's, Logan, is my wife, but we compete and we're trying to get better. Obviously, we're not the best. And he's just like, well, are you trying to be part of the community or are you trying to be an athlete? And I was like, weird question. And I was like, we're trying to do both, right? And I was like, do you guys have open gym? He's like, no, not really. And I was like, in my head, we had just walked in maybe an hour before class and people were working out. So I was like, oh, well, these people aren't doing open gym. He's like, well, they get a little extra something in before class starts.
So let me ask you guys a question
Like,
because
what are we
with that, because I can see almost like, Joe, you let me know if I'm right here, okay?
Okay.
Because I can see the argument for not wanting open gym specifically in something like CrossFit, because they want to keep CrossFit the community and CrossFit pure alive, right? As opposed to CrossFit the sport, I feel like as an affiliate owner at large, like you don't really care about, because it doesn't help the cause that you're trying to make, right? Or you're trying to help, right? So like CrossFit is about like curing the world's most vexing problem or whatever it is, right? And so like the athlete and the athlete development side of it doesn't ultimately solve that problem or even help solve that problem. It's a separate entity. It's a separate issue. And so like my thought about it is like, if you do take the CrossFit name out, if you de-affiliate, right? Does that help CrossFit's growth? And if not, does it die? Like if more gyms take that off their tag, that
Yes.
off the branding, does it die? And is that the way that people should go?
It will die sooner. Eventually, if it gets down to 0 affiliates, it's dead.
Yeah, especially if you need to be in an affiliate to do the open.
Right.
Right.
No, exactly. So like my whole thing is like earlier you guys said like it doesn't die because the methodology and stuff like that. Like the methodology still survives and it stays around. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
does
but
it?
but they're not going to. It's not going to be that detrimental. A lot of people most of the gyms aren't going to de-affiliate.
Yeah.
It's going to be the handful of people that
So
don't want
again,
to
the
pay
topic
it.
that we're trying to like delve into, right? You gotta like every gym is ran so different, and that is typically led by what does the owner need from the gym, right? There's a lot of owners that just own it because they like owning the gym, like pure and simple. They make $0 a year annually. It's a free place to work out for them because they own it, and they get to feel like they are a part of something special and making people's lives better. So they'll create a gym and an operating schedule that is going to be as like little headache overhead as possible. So like that they can be hyper rigid like that. I'm not saying it's to their benefit. I'm not saying it like is in any way, shape, or form ideal. But you have a lot of gym owners that like they might work full time on top. You know, like you might have two owners and one's a cop and one's a carpenter, and you know they make enough money and the gym makes some money, and so they're all gravy, baby. But I'm not going to have all of these extra things that may increase more opportunities where I may have to fill in or be available or take care of stuff. And I think that's where some gyms just do stuff that I look like I'm like, why would you ever do that? Because it wouldn't work for me, but for them it might be like, yeah, this is the perfect slice of function and opportunity.
Well,
Yeah.
what I'm curious about too is like, so one of the gyms I went to back when we were stationed in Texas was they started right as we left. They started an affiliate programming for athletes. So like, if you wanted to be an athlete open gym, they offered programming.
Yeah.
And in part of that programming, guess what, was doing class once a week. And part of that programming too got you like with the coach, taught you about CrossFit, and then they started to on ramp you, without you kind of knowing it. And they said, hey, we'll pay your L1 course if you want to coach here. And people were like, yeah, I've been doing CrossFit now through this programming. I like the community because I've been working out with them and I've been doing programming from this gym. I'm bought into the gym. Pay for my L1? Yeah, sure, I'll coach. Because that gives me more time to work out because now I get my gym membership for free.
And you have a key.
And you have a key. Like I feel like there's a side gig to the rotation of building the gym too that people don't want to delve into it, but I think it's necessary because more people, not more people than the class, but more people are going to start doing an open gym style and turn a CrossFit gym into not a Globo gym, but a gym.
Yeah.
Right. It's not going to outnumber the class people ever, but it's going to be more. Right, because you're trying to get to the masses, and they should just take advantage of that. Offer your affiliate athlete programming. Start working with those people individually. Bring them in and be like, oh, we'll pay for your L1. And then in return, you are building back your community. Oh, wow, that person has been working out in this gym, and they're now my coach. I'm going to go to their regional. I'm going to go to the games and watch them. Right? Like, that's when you produce buy-in in your local area that those people are all going to want to go to Albany, New York, let's see wherever we go.
Justin, let's do that.
Yeah. I think, that's a really good idea. I don't know shit about CrossFit, dude. I feel like
I'm trying to help you, pal.
Yeah.
So like, Logan, that is like, I think almost a perfect concept. What's hard, and even for like Justin's kind of getting a front row seat to lately, is my affiliate, as good as it is, still has some of those basic frustrations and needs of like staffing. And so like that's the biggest thing I'm trying to get squared away is making sure that I have all of my coaches like staffed there, where then I can start doing these like cool value add ideas and concepts to like drive those things bigger. I agree. I think it's an awesome concept.
the tough part is like just gyms at large, right? Unless you own like a big Globo gym type of thing or like a chain, is that most gym owners are not business people. Like they're not in it for the business aspect. So like they don't really care about maximizing dollars per square foot or getting as many people through the door as possible. They care about like they're like fitness truists. They're passionate about what they do. They want to help people and they don't really care if they make a living doing it or not, And I think one of the problems is, which is like the sad reality, is that you can't really. Oh shit! Hello.
Dude, twice the Logan. I like it.
Twice the Logan.
I dig this.
Logan, are you here?
Which Logan is here? The bottom or the top one?
The heck just happened, dude? What is going on with our
Now I'm in the middle.
stream today?
Well,
There he
now we
is.
got two Logans.
What the frig, dude? I don't even have them.
I got two Logans.
Logan.
He's here
All right, there you
times
go.
two.
Oh, there I go. I'm good.
All right. The hard part, too, is that unfortunately, and this isn't just true for CrossFit exclusively, unfortunately, being a full-time coach and being able to do that as a career isn't really a viable option for most people. Like,
Well,
that's where I think, like, staffing and
100
stuff comes in.
100%, because none of these jobs are. When you say career, there is the idea of you could do this till up to retirement. So
Yeah.
even
I
a
say,
60,
like, make a
70,
living.
80K, 70K salary, like there should be retirement planning, health insurance. Like that's where it would ultimately be a career.
Do you what was I gonna say? Do you need an L1 to teach at your gym, Joe?
Yeah.
Okay. You know who can get L1s for free?
I have one free one that I'm trying to use.
But you
My
know who gets one
affiliation.
automatically for free?
Who? Military?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you got in your local area? You got military reservists.
Yeah, we got naval. We got the Navy base in Great
You got
Lakes.
recruiters out there. And trust me, those recruiters do not work as long hours as you think. I'm telling you, go into those shops.
You need to work for HQ.
Get
You
into
are
those shops.
dialed in today.
Volunteer fighters just walk into the station.
You got a Zen in?
No, I actually I'm done with them. I'm off for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Just because I start, you quit? Is that the thing?
No, I got this weird sensation when I was rowing, and I
Like
threw
you
one
had
in.
to
And I
poop?
just got this bad taste in my mouth. And I still have this I'm still kind of like brain fog from the row, so I just don't want to throw one in right now. I'm doing an athletic brew.
You don't really seem too brain foggy. Shit.
Yeah, man, you are.
You're dialed.
I'm telling you, that's how we run it. But yeah, no, like they get an L1 for free, so you should be rolling up into those recruiting stations and talking to people that are.
That's the Ignite program?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get my L2 paid for.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
It's still a tough sell though, because like Joe pays, admittedly, like in my opinion, he pays very good for the job that's at hand. Like he pays very well.
What do you mean
And
it's a tough sell?
It's a tough sell to get somebody to be like a full-time or even like part-time coach in a lot of cases. Like if they're an older person, not entry level, 18 to 25 or something like that, trying to get people on board to like be full-time coaches, which I ultimately think is something that needs to be the goal, right? If you want to build like a successful gym or a successful CrossFit brand in general, like you need to give people the ability to actually make a living off of doing this. And again, the reality is in gyms in general, not just CrossFit, it's really tough to even have that. Like most people cannot do coaching as their lifetime business or lifetime job. They just can't, because you can't afford like almost any lifestyle on it. You know what I'm saying? Joe pays a lot better than most gyms that I have had contact with, to be completely real.
Nice.
Oh jeez, I thought freaking Logan was going to do those.
I mean, we pay, I mean, typically more than 25, 30 a class. I like to give a base amount every month, depending on if they are doing like roles beyond just coaching, but
That's pretty dope.
because I mean, honestly, like it is so worth it. Like that is a very small amount to pay for someone that is driving engagement and retention like that. If
Yeah,
they're
I
that
would
good,
agree.
they're worth honestly well beyond that. A coach that's like a 10 out of 10 that can check all the boxes, like I'm happy to pay 40 a class or whatever, like because it is worth it. You have members that literally will hunt down, like if coaches' schedules change, they'll switch their class time because they want a certain coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the I guess what is the like fight against doing 24/7, Joe? Like, why would you not want to do it? Is it community based or is it liability? What is it?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of all of that. And again, it's a new experience, so I don't ultimately know how it's going to go. I don't want it to potentially pull some members that are somewhat participating and active in the community and pulling them away from the community. I also just, well, there's a lot of athletes when they get like 2, 3 years into CrossFit that start to really think that they have it all figured out and they think that they need more programming. Then they just start bouncing around on Instagram of whatever they see people doing, and there's no like consistency and it's not cohesive. And then they end up getting worse, and then they get crabby, and then they get opinionated. It's like it's just weird Dunning Kruger effect of CrossFitters that like for whatever reason that like 2, 3, 4 year window they get in, they just think they got it all figured out, and then they realize that there's a lot to learn. And there's just with us right now, we're just not. I'm just not ready for that to be a thing.
How much time you guys got left?
I can stay here for a while.
I'm going to wait for one of the owners to text me back. See what he's doing. Maybe I send him a link, throw him in.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
So I'm curious now.
Is it
to
Devin?
listen from you? No. I don't have his number.
Why not?
I didn't get his number from that day, but I was like, you want to jump on? He's like, yeah, fuck it.
You can kiss somebody without getting their number?
He said, fuck it.
I might be paraphrasing. That's what I heard.
Again, I'm excited to have him on because I'm just going to ask very straightforward questions. It'll be very interesting to see if he squirms.
Joe,
or not.
Logan actually told me behind the scenes that Devin said when he sees you, it's on site.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
He's good.
But he'll rip me in
say that.
half. Look at him.
He's finna take you out, bro. That's what he said. He said, put them dick beaters up. Let's see what happens.
Cool, man.
Hey, we got 4 people on this, and we have only 1 thumb up, and that's me.
People hit
We need
that
to
like
push this
button.
out. algorithm.
Give you a thumbs up.
I'm gonna
Hit
do
the
it right
thumbs
now. Give us
Actually, I
that
should just
thumbs
put a
up.
thumb down.
No, don't do that. Never do that.
You know, I was listening to the one of the CEOs or whatever it was for Instagram or one of the head guys, and he said the hashtags do nothing.
Yeah.
They do absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
For your algorithm.
Before they used to be a thing, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, I was like, oh snap! The Army loves algorithm or loves hashtags. So funny.
The Army
I'm
does?
behind.
Oh my god, they love everything that isn't right.
Logan,
Sometimes.
what's happening in New Jersey right now, dude?
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah. Do you know? Do you have insight? What kind of secrets do you got?
None. Don't tell me anything. I'm just a recruiter.
Really?
Did you hear about that dude that drove through a crowd of people on Bourbon Street?
In New Orleans? Yeah, he was an Army reservist.
Was he really?
Yeah.
What? Why did he do it?
I don't know.
There's
He's in
no,
the
like,
reserves.
manifesto or
I'm not in the
anything?
reserves.
Driving drunk.
Not yet. They said
Classic.
he worked in IT. I'll have to look him up.
Did he
I
get
could probably
arrested
find
or
his
did they
stuff.
shoot him, kill him? Like,
Oh,
what
he's
happened?
dead.
He
He's
is?
dead. I mean, they always are. If they don't kill themselves, they'll get shot.
Dude. Remember when they happened in Waukesha like 2 years ago?
That's
And
right.
Christmas, wasn't it?
That's you guys.
Yeah. Christmas parade. And now they like every year now they put spikes at the end of each road and like it would never happen. It's crazy that we live in a world where we have to actually think about that shit.
Yeah, it is nuts. I'll be right back.
All right. Are you going to go potty? I think he's going boom boom.
Nice. Anthony, come on. Get back to me.
How is your gym ran right now, Logan? Like, do you feel like it's a good experience and stuff or no?
Yeah, I love my gym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
I think
like
it's
most
legit.
about it?
Being able to go in whenever, honestly.
Yeah.
Like with my schedule, it's super nice. We have a little bit of turf on the inside. We got a whole section in the back that's powerlifting, bodybuilding, and then a rig in the back for just pretty much open gym, or if it's overflow for the rest of the gym. And then the rest of the gym is for the class. But as long as, the owner tells you straight up, Anthony tells you straight up, which I appreciate. Like, he's like, class comes first. Cool. All right, fine. I agreed.
Yep.
I think class should always come first. So if I'm on a rig or if I'm on a rack and they're like, hey, we need this extra rack for back squats, I'm giving up my space.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to help them pull out a yoke to set up for them somewhere else.
That's cool.
You know, and when they're super cool about it, we talk to all the class people. Like, we don't try and shy away.
Yeah.
Because we've noticed that just doesn't work, right? People just look at you weird. But yeah, I mean,
do you think that like doing more
super
open
cool.
gym style stuff like helps CrossFit's case, like helps
Yes.
with the growth? Why?
if you take advantage of it.
What do you mean?
if you let it to the Wild West and just be like, we have open gym and like do whatever, like there needs to be strict rules from the owner too. Like, yeah, they can't be more messier than the class is,
Right.
because then you look like shit as the owner, like letting them do whatever they want and they're paying a cheaper price. Why not just do that?
Yeah.
Right. So it almost need to be held to a higher standard,
Sure.
which the owner should do. I think what I was talking about before is how do you create, because of all those open gym athletes that you're eventually going to be getting, how many are really, like, of them are really competing for the sport? Because, I mean, thinking now of the handful of people that we have that do open gym, nurses, firemen, policemen, retired guys, older guys that just kind of wanted to get into pumping the gym, but wanted to be in a CrossFit space, not in a Planet Fitness, you know? And then a handful of people that actually compete. I don't know if those people that actually compete, can you pick one of them or two, which you probably could, to cultivate back into the community? Like, I think that's your long game, is play the long game in there. Because if you just play a numbers game, most gyms are not going to have people that leave that gym and are successful in the sport. So how do you almost tell that to them without telling it to them and get them to buy back into the gym?
Yeah.
Right. Like, you got to be like Anthony, the first, like when people ask Anthony questions, he's super transparent with them. Like, one of the girls was like, oh, I don't know why I'm just so like tired and sore. He's like, because you do too much. He's like, you're in here for hours and you do everything that you shouldn't be doing. And she sat there and she's like, right.
Yeah.
But then she left and she's like, oh my gosh, Anthony's being so funny. I'm like, nah, he's like telling you literally what you asked for. He's like, you do too much because all you want to do is accessories. Because we're going to Wadapalooza soon, right? So I'm trying to look good.
Telling you the freaking truth.
And he'll tell it to your face. It's really funny. But yeah, I want to see if he'll pop on, but he hasn't texted me back yet. He might be.
Do you know how many members you guys have?
I want to say 200.
What's
Ooh,
the
I like
price
that
point?
number.
175 for unlimited classes, 75 for open gym. And that comes with the open gym comes with the 24-hour access. So it's not an add-on.
Okay. That's cool. Do they have like cold tubs and sauna and stuff for you guys
No.
or no?
They have so in the layout they have other rooms in the gym on the main floor space that goes into a separate room. So there's that IV lady, does IV drips. There used to be a barber in there, but he's gone. And then I'll tell you about him later. And there was a guy who had a cold plunge sauna, but he left for Gold's Gym and sets up there now. He was a little interesting, but we used to have that. And then there's also a massage therapist in there now.
Nice.
So like each room is rented out by people. I'm just waiting for the day someone brings in their sauna and cold plunge, so I can just pay, $20 extra, whatever it is, $30 extra to use it, because I would use that thing.
That's what you would pay for an extra?
Well, you tell me, would you per month?
We do $189 and it includes everything.
Like
We have a
for the gym?
sauna, cold plunge, yep, all that.
I would pay that for sure, because I'm probably gonna use that sauna 3-4 times a week.
And ours is huge. It is 9 feet by 7.5 feet.
Is it a
it's
CCU?
got it's like a hot work, so it's got a TV in there. It's legit.
Infrared.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it's not stupid hot, but like you can fit 3 C2 bikes in there and like work out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I would pay $189 for that for sure.
Why don't you do it then?
We don't have it.
Come here.
No, just pay Joe.
Just move up here. Relocate your whole life.
No, I like it out here. No, you guys should come out to Long Island. It's nice out here.
I'll come visit
Yeah, we got extra room.
when the drones go away.
Nah, they've always been
I'm
here.
just gonna bring my butterfly catching net. Just scoop my sky.
It's like jellyfish fields out here. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
No, we're too far out. I don't think anybody's seen any out here in Suffolk County. How far out we are. I think it's been just Jersey and Nassau County.
Supposedly there was one in Milwaukee, and I'm like, that doesn't really look like what's happening in the coast, dude. No. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Joe, what do you think? Do you think that open gym ultimately helps the CrossFit community at large, or do you think it's more like you should just be focusing on people getting in the class?
It's not a yes or no answer. Every gym
It
is
has
so
to be. I
different.
want
Like,
black and white, no gray.
You want 1950 segregation?
Yeah, that's what I want right now.
It's just not that easy. Every gym is laid out different, built different, communities are different, equipment demands are different. Our classes are big. You see it. Like, imagine if we had 7 people doing open gym during that noon class.
It could never happen. It could never happen.
We had Logan. We had how many people? Was it 24 people at a noon class that I had Justin run.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was a vibe. If we had 5, 6, 7 people doing other stuff, like it would have been of the detriment of everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as an open gym athlete, I know what time's not to come, because I know when 3:30 hits on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't want to be there. It's going to be a madhouse at 3:30, 4:30, 5:30 classes.
Class-based gyms are hard, though. Yeah. Class-based gyms are hard because it can be sporadic. You know what I mean? Like holidays and stuff. And then, like, I could see open gym members getting pissed off about what I thought. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? At my gym that failed, so I'm really an expert. So I had tried to set up an athlete-specific, like, camp. Like, athlete times. Like, this is when if you do other programming or whatever, you come in from 6:30 until 9 p.m. or whatever, and everybody's going to train together, like that type of thing. What do you guys think about that? Because that still instills, like, the sense of community, but it's a different community.
If Jump Ship does it, but so my mom's gym in Arizona used to be CrossFit Blade, and they had open gym only from, like, might have been like 11 to like 2:30, and that's where all, like, the competitive athletes would go and throw down. They do their different programs.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we did that at one of my last gyms. We're trying to do it here slowly, as we noticed that, like, it is more fun doing it with people. But what we've noticed too is more people aren't just following a Mayhem program. Mm-hmm. More people have individualized coaching, so they don't want to do someone else's programming. They want to do their programming.
Yep.
Which throws a little wrench in it too, because you need to figure out who's just doing general programming versus who has a coach. Because sometimes people won't tell you because they don't want you to know that they're trying really hard and paying a lot of money for a coach.
Mayhem's I think what, 500?
Is it?
I think Mayhem performance you're right. Get placed with the coach is 500. Train Think Tank is 1,200, I believe.
And it's also Train Think Tank.
They're 1,200 for what?
A month for individualized.
Well, it used to be.
I have a TTT coach.
Is it 1,200?
No, I think it's their on-site.
Oh, on-site maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I could see
on-site
that.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But they also,
and Mayhem coaches. I've talked to quite a few Mayhem athletes. It's like 500 plus a month for like online.
But to do the intake for TTT is like $200-$300. Yeah. Just the intake form now.
Yeah.
How much volume now. To get. Yeah, because we've done it before where we got on the list early, like a few years ago. And within 2 years, like the last year or two, now it's $250 for just a form.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just put your name on the list.
What Mayhem's done is they do whatever. You get $500, you get placed with a coach per month. And then I want to say there's like at least 2 or 3 times a year, they'll do their Mayhem Performance Camp. And if you're a Mayhem Performance athlete, you all get to go to Mayhem and throw down.
Yep.
And if you lose, you get kicked off. Your coach drops you.
Bottom 10%.
Mayhem has a lot of coaches, though.
Yeah, and they pay really well.
Yeah, and I think TTT only has like 8 coaches. Right? They have Adam, Max El Haj,
The little Asian girl.
Mia, which is mine. What is the
You
Asian girl?
Perrin?
I forget.
Yeah,
Perrin.
Perrin. Thank you. I got there.
And then the two dudes, Mike and what's his name? Yeah.
McGoldrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, what an
McGoldrick.
OG guy.
Yeah, man.
He's
Barbell
awesome.
Shrugged. You know what that is, Justin?
What?
You know what Barbell Shrugged is?
Yeah, dude. I used to run Barbell Shrugged. Yeah, it was a sweet magazine, bro.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
A sweet online thing, forum.
It's a simple yes or no answer.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
Who was in it?
I have no idea
You're
what
the
Barbell
worst.
Shrugged is, dude. No, I was too cool for CrossFit back then, dude.
No, Mike McGoldrick's
You're
been around
still
a
cool
minute.
for it now.
Huh?
You're too cool for it now.
I am too cool for it now. I'm just trying to cause a little bit of uproar. I like to troll in all aspects.
So I call you Shrek.
That's right. That's right. You know, that's what how Heather describes me to everybody too. She's like, he's just like a troll. Like you can never like he'll just try to get under your skin for no reason. I'm like, yeah.
My
That's what I
brother
do.
used to call me a conversation bulldozer because he would talk about stuff, and I just would like want to throw off chaos into his conversation, sidetrack.
Just completely start talking about something else. Yeah.
Yeah, just throwing nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you talk about in your other stuff, Justin? Because I don't watch your other stuff. What do you talk about?
No, that's sick. That's awesome. I like to give like actionable advice to people and shit, dude. I don't know. The CrossFit stuff, I feel like there's only so much that you can talk about with CrossFit, bro.
Logan just clapped back in the best way ever.
He did, but
I don't really like this CrossFit stuff. Yeah, what are your other podcasts talking about?
funny enough, like the biggest podcast on this channel, if you go look back, like none of them have anything to do with CrossFit.
Hey, that
Yeah.
live one we did
Yeah.
the games was huge.
Yeah, that one did really well. That was good timing.
Oh, are we going live for Miami?
Yeah, for sure. We should.
Okay, cool.
If you would join me on the live
happen.
stage too.
If it's not during my workouts, yeah. We got to go to the I'm going to the Russian Turkish bathhouse down there. If you want to come?
What?
What?
There's a Russian Turkish bathhouse in Miami. South
Why is
Bathhouse.
it Russian Turkish?
Russian and Turkish.
Like whores?
No, it's a type of sauna they use.
What is Russian and
Oh.
what makes it Turkish?
I don't know.
You get a
All I
Turkish
know
hand
is
dance?
I don't know. I don't know what
Turkish
that is.
delight?
I just know that the Russian sauna is like 220, 225. And it fits like you can fit like maybe 25 people in that one. The one in New York City in the financial district that we've been to.
Yeah.
And if you touch your back to the wall, you're done.
I ain't going in no
It's so
225 degrees.
It's so hot in
dude.
there. It's actually probably hotter than 225 because they have a cold plunge water basket in the middle of the hot sauna. And you have to put it over your head every few minutes because it's so hot in there. And then you go sit back down and it's still just as hot.
No, dude, you're psychotic. You understand we're going to be in Miami, right?
Yeah, let's go do it.
No. I'll come with you, but I ain't going in that thing.
Yeah, they beat you with bay leaves. If you pay a little extra, they have the leaves and they'll beat you with them.
What? You're lying.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, I'm not lying.
It's real.
This
It's
is
real.
on Miami Beach?
There's one in the financial district in New York City. There's another bathhouse in New York City, in Manhattan. And then, yeah, there was another, it's called Russian Turkish bathhouse in Miami and South Beach where we're going to be.
Joe, so now you really want to come, right?
No,
we paid $60 a person and we were there for 5 hours. 5 hours. Because
Why?
they have a restaurant upstairs and it's like Turkish food. Maybe that's where the Russian Turkish comes from. And it's like we ate a whole plate of fermented vegetables for lunch.
You didn't shit
you eat
yourself?
a bunch of fermented vegetables.
It was so
and then
good.
You go to a 220
What?
degree room.
And then you go to a cold plunge outside and sit down the hall, and then they have like a steam room, a little hotter sauna, infrared, another sauna, and then it gets hotter and hotter down the rows.
If it was a bunch of
Crazy.
me and my boys and we were all naked with our willies out, yeah, I'd be down.
Joe, you can't make those kind of jokes, dude.
It's so good. You feel like a new person.
Oh my gosh, dude.
But
Did it
anyway,
make you go naked?
no.
Oh, was anyone
No.
naked?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the people whipping you with the leaves. Those are the
Yeah,
only
it's a
people that are
respectable
naked.
place.
Why is being naked not respectable?
Don't put your junk where I'm about to sit.
You're gonna put your junk where I sit.
It's just
so.
one thin layer of nylon and rayon between that.
That's fine. That's good enough.
What if
But
I just
anyway,
wear a condom?
That'll give
it
you
might
enough
get too
protection.
hot. It might get a little too hot. It might melt on you.
Dude, hell no. I do not. I am not interested in that whatsoever.
I would be fine with the experience. I'm interested.
It's an experience. If you guys come here, we're going to it. Guaranteed.
The Turkish food didn't sound good when you said it's about fermented vegetables.
That was some of the food. We ate that, and then we ate some other, like, that burgers and stuff. Like, and then everybody drinks beer. I don't know how they do that, and then go back into the sauna. I'm like, oof.
Wait, so do you get the food with the $60?
No, that's actually, you just pay
okay.
at the restaurant. But you're in your towel, you're sitting down, like, you're hot and sweaty. It's cool.
It's really weird.
Nah, it's an experience.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because you're probably sitting next to multimillionaires, everybody down there, because you're in the financial district.
Yeah, I wonder why the multi-millionaires are up in there, dude.
Yeah. Was this on an
Not for my
island?
same reason.
Oh my gosh.
I'm there for
dude.
recovery, not them.
I mean, $60 for that doesn't seem that bad.
For
'Cause-
5 hours?
No, because we went to Ocean Lab and that was like what, $40, and we were there for 20 minutes or like an hour.
Yeah.
What is Ocean Lab?
That was where we went to do ice bath sauna.
Yeah, and that was but that was in Austin, Texas. Dude, the memberships for that place, they told me that they were charging like $200 a week.
I don't know where these people get their numbers from. They're ridiculous for recovery stuff now.
Yeah, no,
Ridiculous.
The front desk lady or whatever that checked us in told me $200 a week is the average membership at that Ocean Lab place.
That makes no sense if it's $40 for us
For a
dropping in
drop-in?
one time.
Yeah, I
That should
know.
be $100, right?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's like an out of town drop in thing versus like a loophole to pay for it. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
I would just say I'm a drop in every time.
Yeah, they
Facts,
put you in the system. There's so many aliases you can have.
Yeah. I didn't know there wasn't a time limit though, was there, that you could be there?
She didn't. I mean, it was later for us anyway, so I
Yeah.
probably didn't care.
Right.
But anyway, if I'm not competing at the time, I'm for sure jumping on the podcast.
Yeah, good.
I don't know what times I compete, but I do know that they dropped saying that all divisions are doing 6 workouts.
All divisions are doing 6?
All divisions are doing 6.
So do you start Thursday or Friday?
Friday. So 2, 4, 6, 2 workouts a day.
Okay.
Possibly. Who knows?
I know for certain that on Thursday, the first podcast I do on Thursday is at 7 a.m. and then the next one's Friday at like 11 or something.
I'll be there at 7 because I get there Wednesday.
Okay, cool. Yeah, me too. Are you staying in the broth, the hostel?
I was so close to pulling the trigger on it.
You
So
didn't do it?
close.
Dude, no way.
Where are
Yeah,
you staying?
it was $30 a night. I'm staying at a buddy's house.
Nice.
One of my brother's friends reached out to me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We still got to get Joe to somehow manage to make it.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think Jess is listening right now?
No, she's working.
Kenneth DeLapp just said, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, Kenneth.
Yo,
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
know who that is, Joe? Like, is he a
he's a
Savanarista?
sevenista. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
No, she's-
back.
We got like 4 new people coming on Friday. I'm getting pinged left and right on new people.
She's laying it down.
It's what she does for her other job. So she's like, it's like a perfect fit.
That's good.
Joe, do you think Hiller
Road
would
to
come on?
200.
Do you think Hiller would come on if I got
Yeah.
Devin on?
100%.
Okay, let him know. I'll ask Anthony for Devin's number and shoot him a text.
Hiller, what? Like while we're live?
Yeah.
Right, meow?
No.
No.
People have lives.
He's on
I can't
vacay.
just jump.
People
Yeah.
don't live normal lives, dude.
Agreed.
Yeah, we should definitely get those 2 on. That'd be fun. I want to mostly I want Joe to be on with the guy because he's the one that caused the uproar.
It's not an uproar. I just had there's not accusations. It was just observations.
Yeah.
So, like, again, I can list all of it. The athletes he's worked with and the transformations they've had or lack thereof, or like the athletes he's coached at my gym and the nutrition coaching, and them losing a period and him saying, "Congratulations, you're now an athlete," in a text. It's like, bro, not just, again, I'm not making judgment. I'm just sharing stories and instances we've had that I find to be strange.
Yeah, but like, who needs the period, right?
Moms.
No, I mean,
how are you going to get your Red Wings?
oh gosh. No. Hiller's video on that has 25K.
You know what I got the most from that video?
What?
Was how much I missed watching Arm & Hammer videos.
I don't even know who
he
that is,
just-
dude.
Bro, you're like a podcaster, aren't you? Don't you
Arm &
podcast?
Hammer. What does Arm & Hammer have to do with
He's
that?
who you need to strive to
Yeah.
be. You need to be the new Arm. You need to take over his thing. Just literally copy him.
I can't do
Get
it,
a
dude.
pinata.
Yeah, just don't do blackface. Just do everything but
He's
be
tan
him.
face. Just
He's
slightly
tan
tanner
face.
than you. Go out
His stuff was great.
But he
Yeah.
did he? What did he talk about? Was it mostly CrossFit?
He was
stuff?
like, he's kind of like what that girl is now on. Armin was Hiller way before Hiller. Agreed. And I think also what that girl is now on Savon's podcast that does the update show.
dense updates.
Yep, she
Yeah.
kind of is following that same wave of how he did it, but then he would put like more of a spin to his. But he was an update guy before anybody else was, before Craig Ritchie.
Yeah.
Like, which did you watch Hiller's video and Craig?
Yeah, that was good.
When did it just come out?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I haven't seen
I
it
watched it at your gym on Monday while I was running.
I've not seen it.
Oh, it's good.
I need to.
I mean, Savon went in on Craig the other day on his live.
I
and
just get frustrated with anyone that like. they
Savon
get
was like,
so-
"Why don't you go buy your
so-
girlfriend some new tits?"
Well, like he's had so much success because of CrossFit, and he's leveraged that. And like CrossFit doesn't owe him anything, but then he squandered all his money and like this is pity party. But you clearly see his spending habits. I'm like, bro, this does not add up. I don't know. He's definitely lost a lot of my respect and appreciation for what he brings to the table.
money does crazy things to people, right?
Dude,
Clout. I don't
Yeah.
even think it's the money. I think it's the clout.
yeah.
He's for sure not broke. Like, he's definitely not broke, dude.
I don't think he's broke, but like the money train definitely came to a screeching halt, and that can be scary when you're making big life changes.
Yeah.
Right, buying a new house, buying your wife new cans, like that's not cheap.
And building a home gym.
I remember
In-
watching his
in
videos
Europe.
when he had his small one garage.
Yeah,
Before
man.
he moved to his other one car garage place, like I was like, oh man, that's what I want.
Hmm.
And now people are just drawing up these giant barn gyms, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I want to watch you work out in your garage when it's
Yeah.
tiny as shit, and you have stuff in there from your kids, because then I can try to replicate that in my garage.
Yeah.
Not that I have kids, but like I have a lot of extra shit, right? So like, let me see what you're actually doing. Now all these people are trying to make it the biggest and brightest thing,
Wanna come up?
and it's like, what are we doing?
Some of the coolest shit was seeing like Matt Frazier train for the games in his parents' basement.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
1,000%.
absolutely.
That's
just
why
like-
that content has like 1 million views.
Yeah, it makes
Yes.
it more like
still
personable
watch
and
it.
real and shit, you know?
I still watch those old Buttery Bros
The road
videos.
to the games videos were so good.
I know,
Yeah.
they were. Frick, I miss them.
And at no point in any of those videos did he still promote CrossFit. That's
Matt
what's
Frazier?
crazy. And we still watch it,
Oh yeah. I
right?
mean,
Because of how raw the video footage was and how good and how much they wanted to be in the sport. Now it's just like, whatever. not the
Hiller's
same
video
thing.
with Haley Adams was like up there in like what it did.
When she said that she was eating and then afterwards said that she was only eating because the camera was in front of her.
What?
That video?
The Haley Adams video he did last spring, like the 70
Yeah.
or 40-minute one.
The day in
That
the
was,
life?
that was really good.
But she said what?
Where she's eating the wafers at the end of the day and she said she has like 10 of them. Was that same video, the day in the life video she
I
had?
think so. One where she's screaming Billie Eilish in her car.
I don't know. Maybe it was something else. But like, it was funny where they had a day in the life video of her and she's eating all this food and she's like, yeah, it's so much food. And then later on, she's like, I only ate that much food for that video because I didn't want to make it look like I wasn't eating when she's not.
Huh.
What?
Those day in the life videos are clickbait.
No, Hiller went down to like a one-on-one, like a week at whole. Spent a whole
Then
week
it's probably
on
Yeah.
then I
a
don't think it's the
comeback. He
same.
did it like before the games last year. It was really, really good.
Dude,
Oh, so
Hiller's
this is-
videos when he does
okay.
that are A1. Like,
Yeah,
he's
man.
very good at it.
Yep. Yeah, the Ricky Gazan, the Folo,
Yeah.
all of his stuff he's done. Yeah.
With the love letter to Panda Express.
What's that? What's that about?
I don't know.
What?
Rose of the Games was the best. Agreed. And he said the love letter to Panda Express. Hiller's vlog with Phil Toon was the best. Yeah. Phil Toons
Yeah, man.
was good after he got all that shit.
Yeah.
And now he looks like
I
a
feel like
swollen
Phil
thumb.
Toon and Devin are buddies.
You think that just because people are on
They got a lot in
steroids that they
common.
like each other, dude?
Well, that all comes from the same guy, right? There's just one big dealer, and they all go and knock on the door.
Do you think just
Isn't it?
because I'm half Mexican, I'm friends with every Mexican?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, dude, what a
That's how that
racist,
works.
dude. Gosh. Yeah, I think that his content has made like a really, really good evolution. But there's something about me too that likes the nostalgia of like, remember Hiller's old videos where it was like, literally
Click,
he didn't
clap,
know how.
clap.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't know how to like actually frame the video. So it was like there was black bars on both sides, and you could tell it was just filmed on like a shitty webcam. And we were in like 2022, bro. Like
Dude,
he just didn't
he
know how to
just-
do it.
Yeah, I
He
loved
just
it.
dove in.
I loved it.
Dove in and learned.
Yeah, it was good.
That's why I watched every single one I had my notifications on.
Yeah,
Same.
And he said, kind of said, what if the dealer was secretly Hiller?
it's not secretly Hiller. It is Hiller.
It is Hiller.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
the
mean,
garage videos in front of his car
anyone
were
can
good.
make that stuff, dude. When I was playing rugby in college, the guys that I was playing with, one dude put on like 50 pounds in a year. He went from like a winger to an 8-man, which is like the littlest, fastest guy to the biggest mofo on defense.
Huh.
And they were literally like, when we were in Milwaukee, it was like dripping out of caulk guns. Like they were making their like test-a-ball or deck-a-ball, whatever it was. Like they're making a blend of compounds, and it was like literally like dripping out of a caulk gun into a thing that they're going to put in vial.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
Pretty legit.
Did they share syringes?
I don't know about that, but man, Luke got huge.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool. I like watching people take steroids, dude. Like watching the
it was-
evolution.
crazy. Skinny, goofy kid to just a 240-pound monster. Like I think like a 180 guy to like 240.
Do you guys pay attention to like the steroid culture shit at all? Like Alex Eubanks or Greg Doucette or like what's that?
I watch
Toby
Goob. I watch Goob's videos.
I don't know
Goob.
who they are, but
Goob, he's the one who points people out for
Oh, he's the
altering
call-out
their
guy.
photos and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that stuff is really interesting. Like I love watching people when they like announce that they're going to start taking some sort of compound and then they take it and like I love seeing the evolution of it. I think that we need to normalize it more to make it like available for sport.
I would find that interesting. I've not watched much of that.
You haven't? Oh, dude, it's good. I'll send you some shit. Logan, when are you going to start taking gear?
Probably never, but like what's gear defined as?
What is
Yeah,
gear
when you
defined as?
when you say gear, I ascertain,
Anabolics.
assume that it's anything that is a ball, a D ball, a deca ball, wind
I would take a
straw.
BP 157 or BPC 157. You know, like
Yeah.
a peptide. But I can't right now, so
Why can't you?
can't in the military.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would get popped for that.
Why? They actually
Crazy.
drug test you guys like that?
I got drug tested like a couple weeks ago.
Bro, they should be letting you guys take all the stuff.
It's
How-
10% every month, 100% every year. 100. They have to do 100%. So I'm a commander, right? So,
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's a lot of money.
well, here's the thing. Maybe one day. So as a commander, I have to make sure my formation does 10% every month, which really I don't ever have. It's a randomized test that we
commander?
do. What's that?
Your commander?
Yeah.
In chief.
Commander Logan.
No, not chief.
Oh, commander.
Yeah. So I have to
Is
do
that with
10%.
the O or a U?
You can pick 10% every month, and then every year I have to do 100% at least one of those times.
Okay.
So I don't ever do 10%. I do 25 to 30% because I want to make sure I cover my bases. So we're actually doing like 6 people at a time, right? But
What's
it's just
the turnaround from timeline to getting tested to being tested?
I tell them that morning.
And then being tested
That morning.
Oh, okay.
You have to show up to that formation.
The
So,
games,
well,
they have like almost a day.
right, but they're training. My guys don't train. My guys work. It's different in recruiting, right? So I can text them at 6 a.m. and be like, be at my office at 9:30.
So
And they know what's going on, obviously, at that point.
So what happens if they get caught using steroids?
They got Article 15 and kicked out of the military.
Seriously?
It's that fixed? It's quick?
Yeah, I can.
Order 66.
I'll bring in.
For real.
I'll bring in my commander's thing. Actually, maybe I can pull it up because I have to read this off before I give every urine test.
What's the rationale for like not letting soldiers take roids?
They probably don't want any other health risks that come with it. To be honest, if you can mitigate any other things that are going on, it's easier to probably take care of that person when they're injured. So any other things going on in their body, it's just more workload for the medical staff if something does happen to you.
Couldn't you guys get like, or do you just not have the funding? Couldn't you get somebody to like take care of, I don't know, like run people's labs and stuff and like make sure they're all within healthy ranges, like cholesterol is not getting too high and stuff, or would that just be too much? I feel
That's
like
too much.
I feel like I would want my guys in the military to freaking be juiced up and be taking EPO and shit.
Well, I mean, when we were in Europe, everybody was doing something in Europe because we were on more of the verge of like, if something happens, we're moving in because we were set up at. So no one cared. We weren't doing drug tests out there. You know.
Were you on it back then?
No, I've never done it.
Well, there's probably a ton of amphetamines too.
Yeah, you're a Seiko.
You gotta stay up all
Same
the
reason
time.
military bans CBD because they don't take the time to understand it. Yeah, agreed. So we can't even take CBD, which is funny because we don't get tested for CBD in our drug test. CBD is specifically, and I think within the last like 5 years, is an additional memorandum I signed saying I won't take it, and that if someone believes I'm taking it, I get a special test for it.
What?
100%.
Why?
It's another thing the Army or the military, the DoD, does not want to invest in that has any kind of repercussion or name attached to anything negative.
Oh my
gosh. If they don't want to take anything, any kind of, hey, this was tainted, but we allow our guys to have it, they don't want anything to do with it.
So are you guys allowed to like do like? Joe, what'd you do to him?
Nothing. He just gets antsy when I get moving.
What did you? Okay, do you guys get to do like mushroom or ketamine treatment while you're in the military or no?
That's usually reserved if it. Yeah, you can get painkillers. Yeah, I had a guy right now who just had back surgery up in. Yeah, you can. I have a guy on
He's probably
painkillers
saying
right now.
hell no to the ketamine and mushrooms.
No, you're not. Oh, hell no. Yeah. No ketamine, no mushrooms. But he's on painkillers up in New York City because he just had back surgery. So I can't have him come to work. So he's on what we call just a certain kind of leave. I forget what it's called.
Medical leave?
Convalescent leave.
Oh.
So he's on convalescent leave for whatever the doctor says, 30 days, where he's still going to get paid. He's just sitting at home, rehabbing, doing PT.
Huh.
But yeah, the mushrooms, no. They tried to push something recently through the VA to allow for, I think, LSD and mushrooms and stuff to be used, but they didn't. So you can get painkillers, but not BPC or peptides, aka the pharma companies won't get a big government contract. Yeah. Yeah, you can get painkillers easy. They offer me painkillers all the time because they know the military will pay for it.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Easy. Like, I said,
I've
I have to say
taken
no
half.
to it.
I've taken half of oxycodone once.
It's terrible.
Get it.
Yeah.
All right, you want to see something? This is a. Let me see if I can share my
thought
screen.
I cracked a molar, and it was like Christmas Eve day or something like that. We were traveling to see family, So I couldn't get into a dentist. And stumbled upon one, and I took literally half of one, and I felt like I was just floating for a 4-hour car ride.
Can you see this?
I'm accepting the screen share right now. Hold on.
What do you mean, Seiko, Kenneth? You're Seiko. Oh, that is.
Are you allowed to share government docs on this?
Yeah, this is. Don't worry about this.
Okay.
He's a commander, bro.
Sorry, just a stupid civilian asking questions.
Commander means nothing. Don't worry about it.
What's next?
Drones.
No. What's the next?
So this is what I read
thing?
every month. I mean, the whole thing, but here's what you get tested for.
What is it? I can't read it. You got to read it out loud.
Oh, okay. Every specimen collected will be tested for marijuana, THC, cocaine, amphetamines, which includes methamphetamines, MDMA, ecstasy, MDA, MDEA, heroin, and from 1 to 4 other drugs, which are rotation. The additional drugs will be chosen on a rotational basis from a group that includes opiates, which includes morphine and codeine, PCP, oxycodone, oxymorphone, commonly known as oxycodone, hydrocodone, and hydromorphone.
They don't want you guys to have any fun, dude.
Yeah. And then
This
it
is
says,
the
like,
opposite of what I thought the military was.
Yeah, same. What the heck?
then it tells you like all this other stuff. So like it's lawful order. Here are the Army regulations that cover it, and what punitive measures you can be taken against you for it. But I mean, the turnaround time for it is like. Oh wait, hold on. How do I get rid of that? Let me stop sharing. Yeah, so like the turnaround time for it is like possibly like a couple months, and then if that person, like if one of my soldiers pops, I can go to him and be like, "Hey, you popped hot." He can request another sample to be taken. It could have been tainted, but more times than not, they usually puffed on a E-pen that had THC in it.
Oh, really?
That's like 9 times out of 10.
My buddy got popped for smoking weed on base. And they found a bunch, and then he got like a dishonorable discharge or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's like the stupidest thing you could do.
Smoke weed on base?
In general.
Yeah.
Like not like when you're in the military, at least.
Yeah.
I don't care if you do it, but like in the military, like come on. That's the one thing they definitely test for every time.
You're just calling weed smokers dumb. So Travis, you're dumb, dude. You smoke weed.
If he was in the military.
Quickest way out of the military is weed.
Agreed. That's probably the most common I've seen.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So usually young soldiers that like when we were at Fort Hood, they'd go down to Austin and they would be like, "Oh, sorry, I was on leave for a few days, like vacation time.
Hi, Biz.
I had a little bit of something my buddy had. I'm sorry." I'm like,
Don't you know you're going to get drug tested coming back from that?
these kids are so
Stupid.
super
They're-
not in the military, super smart, very smart.
Dude,
very smart.
they are cooked, bro. These kids now. These kids are cooked.
It is not a promising future. Like, if we have a draft, I'm super worried.
Why? We're going to be in it, dude.
We're old. I'm not.
Wait,
I'm
what
30.
Yeah,
is
the
the
cutoff's
draft?
35.
30. I'm in it.
Yeah, later, Gator.
I'm going back to Mexico, dude. I got a dual citizenship. I'm out.
That's what I'm saying. This generation will just run.
Oh wait, you can't be in the military then. You can't have dual citizenship.
Oh, let's go. Heck yeah. Travis, you're not dumb. I'm just kidding. You're the smartest guy that I know. You hear that?
But yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yo, I have no kids. I have no idea what that feels like.
You ever gonna pump and get some kids? Are you allowed, do you have
Down the road.
Do you do sex?
It's hard
Right.
It's hard with the when someone else is holding the key to my belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's cool. Like when you get to do it, it'll
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah.
Send me a video next time so I know what to do
We should just do a podcast on that.
on that.
On doing sex, like how to do it.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh wait, Anthony text me back.
What do you say?
On how to do sex?
Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, wait.
He says Devin will help show.
I guess the algorithm is strong. This is good. Thanks, Kenneth, for staying on. I think them commenting helps too.
Oh yeah, it helps. Like
Yeah.
if you guys like the video, it helps even more. And I'll be motivated
We're
to
at 4
do
likes.
more. Really? That's good.
Yeah.
You'll do more sex ed videos.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll do more CrossFit centered stuff.
You get us to 500 subscribers by next Friday. I'll do 3 sex ed series.
Okay, bet.
Can I just send him the link you sent me?
Is he coming on?
Hold on, he's sending me a bunch of dumb shit first.
Nudes or no?
This is like his butt.
It's not fair if you're the only person that gets to see people naked while we're on stream.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get past the BS he's saying real quick.
80% like rate is.
I'm just
extreme
gonna start
shame.
grilling him on how he got in bed with Devin Ford.
No, come on. Wait for just wait till we get Devin on.
Is this guy that like you're inviting on right now? Who is he?
Anthony.
What's his what's his
Should be
Instagram?
more than his name.
Anthony Baranta.
Is he a cool guy?
Super dope.
Baranta?
Yeah.
Father, husband, coach.
Let me see. Yeah, he's dope.
You didn't see the Pornhub link, did you? Keeping it real blew up like overnight, I feel like, bro.
Hard work pays off.
It does. You think Matt Frazier is his coach?
Grinding like a mofo.
Yeah. He has been. He's a cool dude, too. Very cool guy. What are your guys' New Year's goals? Do you have any?
200 members.
I know
Yeah,
that.
we at least in my wife's culture, they do a
What is your wife's culture? What does that mean?
Dominican.
Okay.
They do a list of 12 things one for every month, not necessarily like in that month, but 12 things that you want to have blessed or work on for the year goals.
Nice.
And then you're supposed to hold it on you the whole.
You do what?
You're supposed to hold it on through that list the whole year. You read it right before midnight. And then for each one you read, you're supposed to eat a red grape. I don't know why red grapes.
I have the same tradition.
And then you're supposed
for
to
real.
burn the list.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We did
Your
yesterday.
your audio changed,
What do I have to do?
Logan.
Is it good now?
I mean, it's still fine.
Yeah, I hit the thing by accident. All right, he's coming on.
All right, cool. Let me send you a new link in your email, and then you send it to him.
Okay. Yeah, he's super chill. I wonder what kind of conversation, Joe, you would have with him, but about the open gym and how he runs it versus
So now let's
you and
talk
maybe.
about Devin.
No, you don't have to. Man, you really like him. That's why we sent you that picture of us too, of me and Devin hanging out. You like that?
I do want to hear Joe ask him about that.
It's not going to go how you think it's going to go. It's just going to be me asking very matter of fact questions, and I'm just going to see how you respond.
No, I don't think. Hello.
Hi.
No.
Yo, I don't think it's gonna go any like sort of crazy way. I just wanna.
No, I think it's also going to be pretty tame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care enough for it to be crazy.
But what we're supposed to do on this kind of channel is like we got to hype it up and pretend it's going to be like a boxing match.
Well, so what I think
And
is that
then it
Joe is
turns out to
actually
be Tyson Paul, and it's like nothing.
Joe is gonna threaten his family.
No, you can't.
He has
Say
a family.
Wait, who? This new guy coming on?
Devin has a family.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Did you send link?
There's 2 Logans again.
Yeah.
Why'd you put
there's-
Toomey on here?
Because we gotta generate a new link
Oh,
for him.
that's fine.
That's all right. We can see you twice. It's all right. People like you. Kenneth says that his New Year's goal is to find a job. That's a good goal, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I also think you should find a job if you don't have one.
No, not Devin Larrett. He's looking
Devin Lorette.
All right, Logan, I
Lorette.
just sent you
Arm wrestling
a
champion.
new link.
I was watching slap fighting the other day.
Hell
For
yeah.
like a solid hour.
I got to tinkle. I'll be back.
What?
Probably the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, man.
But the best nicknames in a sport. They have the best nicknames. Yeah. I just think that when they're wait. Click link. Come on, Anthony. This guy's awesome. He runs the gym pretty great. I mean, he coaches. He probably won't say it, but like, because he's humble as hell. But he coaches the 3:30, 4:30, 6:30, 5, sometimes 5:30, 6:30, like the whole afternoon. He teaches all day, or he works at a school. I don't know if he teaches specifically.
Yeah.
But he grinds.
Yeah.
And I think he just signed a 5-year deal with the new building that we move into. We have to be out of the building we're at by February 1st. And then we can start moving in on the 20th.
What's the square footage?
I don't know, you'd ask him.
Okay.
No clue. He just said that we'll have our own space in the back for open gym, and I was kind of happy at first. And then I was like, actually, I don't like that because I like seeing what's going on. You know, like, I wanted to open a door and be like, is there anybody else in this gym?
Yeah, so we'll have like a big garage door that'll connect the two spaces. But it's just going to make it a lot easier to run big classes. Without like,
Sure.
you know, classes getting ready and it's like, you're like waiting for someone to get ready. They're like, come on, let's go. And like, oh, I'm not doing class. And it's like, you know, it's little stuff like that where when you get big enough and you have classes that big, you got to like, it gets harder and harder to make 60 minutes really effective.
Logan, did you send him the link?
I did.
Did you say it worked?
What are your kids doing?
My kids?
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah, so first what happened was they came here, they snorted a little Colombian white.
Oh, pixie stick.
Yeah, pixie sticks. And now they go crazy. They're going crazy.
Cool.
Tomorrow's the day that
Arizona
they go-
State. Sorry, Arizona State came back in this game. It's crazy.
Dude, I'm hungry.
I just put something in the microwave. I'm just really ready for this conversation to get popping. Good thing we're only an hour and 42 minutes in.
Yeah, man. What's
Hey,
the bottom
Logan.
record? 5.5?
Oh, 5 would be easy, bro.
He said he's coming. He said it didn't work.
He said it didn't work.
Should I send him the original one you sent me?
Yeah, did you tell him to try it, making it work?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta get a snack.
Go get a snack.
Logan, quiet. Logan, did you know I named my dog after you?
Yeah, Logan, maybe try
Yikes.
sending him. No, I should be able to.
Arizona
Add.
State just tied it up.
Oh, add a new source instead. Here we go. I got it.
Keep
No
saying
worries,
streaming not
boys.
found.
No worries. I got it, dude. I just got it.
You got it? It says, keep saying stream not found.
Yeah, I just made a new one.
Oh, okay.
I made a completely new one. Kenneth says try Chrome. Thank you, Kenneth.
But he's on his phone.
Huh?
He's probably on his phone, though.
Is he? Well, I just sent you a brand new link. I created like a new. Yeah, he'll show up in a second here, if he pops on. I just double checked my work. You know, like in school when they told you to double check everything that you did. So
Yeah,
what do we think? What do we think this looks like? Do we think this looks like us interjecting when Joe just like wants to try to like go for his throat, go for his neck?
No,
You know, she's be like, "Whoa, boys, put down the guns, don't shoot." Right? Those sweet potato sticks are good.
Dude, these are the best.
I thought they were dog snacks. Wait, your dog was going.
They're
Joe,
good for
Joe.
health.
Oh, shoot. Anthony, what's up?
Hold on, let's get him in.
What's going on?
Let me make sure his audio is going good.
Just in time for snack time.
All
Wait,
right.
Anthony, say something real quick. Let me hear you.
Hey, test.
What's up, dude?
What's up? What's going on?
Not much, man. It's nice to meet you.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice
you're
to
good.
meet you.
All right, look, guys, we want a fair fight. We don't want anything bad to happen here. I'm just kidding. Joking. So what's the name of your gym, dude?
Move fast, lift heavy.
How long have you been how long have you had it like open? How long have you owned it?
That gym specifically, we have been open since 2019, 2020. Well, ended 2019, beginning of 2020. So just about 5 years.
Did you have a different gym before?
Yeah, so I had two other gyms. Prior to Move Fast Lift Heavy, we had me and Christian had a gym called Freedom Athletic Academy, and that was a fusion of two gyms we brought together, which was my own first gym, which I opened in 2011, which is called CrossFit Athletic Academy. Christian had his own gym, which was like 2 towns away from mine. He opened in maybe like 2013, I think, which was called Freedom Barbell. We came from the same gym that we both kind of started our CrossFit venture or journey with, you want to say. And we both had the similar like leaving. Like I went to open up my own gym and like was cast out from that gym of ever like communicating with anyone ever again. And then same thing with him. I left. He came to that gym, started training. A couple years later, same thing. He wanted to open up his own place. He got casted out. So I reached out to him through Facebook. I was like, "Yo, man, I hear you're trying to open up your own gym. If you have any questions or any problems, let me know. Shoot me a text. Like, I can help you out." And he went about another year after that running his own place. And then he had an issue with his landlord, and I had an issue with my landlord. And it just kind of worked. He's like, "Yo, you want to talk about something?" We met up, and he's like, "What do you think about collaborating under like the same roof?" I'm like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "I don't know. Like, you'll have your members, I'll have my members. We'll kind of like share the rent under this like bigger place and just coexist." And I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So that was pretty much the start of that. So
That's really cool. How did you?
Yeah.
What do you mean you guys got like casted out? What is that? What's the deal with that?
So the gym that I come from, so previous to starting CrossFit, I owned a martial arts school, and I was
cool.
teaching like kickboxing and cardio kickboxing classes, and I was doing like little like fitness classes, and then I stumbled across CrossFit, and I'm like, "Oh, this is really cool! Like, this is like a really like fun way to get people to like work out." And it was like so synonymous with teaching martial arts. I was like, instead of teaching a punch or a kick, I'm teaching a deadlift or a back squat or a box jump or a double under. And it just was like more rewarding. So I'm like, "Oh, maybe I'll open up one of these gyms one day." I'm talking to my coach about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's a good idea. Like, it's great, this and that." So like a year and a half goes by. I'm like 3 years into basically doing CrossFit, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna expand my little martial arts school, and I'm gonna add like a small gym on the side." And he's like, "Okay, cool." So like when it came to fruition, I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, I'm basically gonna do this thing." He's like, "All right, well, I guess good luck with everything." I'm like, "What do you mean good luck?" I'm like, "I'll still like want to come and train." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "You're gonna have your own gym." And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to be by myself. Like, I want to like come hang out, yada yada yada." And he just wasn't having it. He's like, "No, you're like basically competition now, and it's just best if you do your thing and I'll do my thing." And then that was pretty much it from there. We never really connected. I mean, I would see him every now and again at like certain comps or like in the town, here and there. But that was we were pretty much done.
Not enough for everybody to eat, type of thing, huh?
See, I don't, in the beginning, I think, yeah, because CrossFit was still like so new. That was back in like 2010, 2011.
Oh wow.
But as it grew legs, like it just mattered if you were like a good coach. If you were a good coach and you had a good product, then people would want to come.
So when
You
you
know?
say that you taught like kickboxing, martial arts, were you doing like Muay Thai or like real
No.
kickboxing or fitness
Yeah,
kickboxing?
traditional kickboxing. Yeah, traditional kickboxing. I was doing that for 10 years prior. The martial art that I was studying had like a big kickboxing background, so I got into that and did these like little like competition bouts for a few times coming
So,
up through the ranks.
so you actually fought?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I fought for the New York State title. I lost on decision.
Oh man,
but
bummer. That's
but
cool
it
though.
was all right. It was all right. It was good. It wasn't really for me. I wasn't a much of a. It was just something that I was always a big believer. Like if you're gonna coach or train people, you should also like be competing yourself because it keeps you sharp.
I
You know?
agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Or at least have experience doing the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
For sure. I think that, but most times too, in like the kickboxing world, I feel like at least the coaches that I've had the pleasure of like working with in that realm, most of them are like currently fighters and still trying to make it type of thing, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
How'd you get in? So like, not how'd you get involved with Christian, but like, what like really tied you two together?
Um,
Thank you.
I think just like the similarity of our stories, like when I was at that gym, I was like the popular guy, the popular coach. Like everyone really was like drawn to me, and they were really sad to see me go. But um, when I had left, like the next month he had came in, so it really filled that void. Like that, oh, Anthony's gone, and now here comes this guy Christian. Oh wow, he's really good. Like he's picking up pretty quickly, and he kind of drew like a big following for it. And so same thing. He was like I guess their golden child at that point, and then we had bumped into each other at one competition. He kind of like ignored me. I'm like, oh, all right, I guess that's how it's gonna be.
Sure.
Because I was like, oh, what's up? And like I knew who he was, but he wasn't like very popular. I just knew that this guy Christian was like the new popular guy at the gym that we were both used to. Well, I was a part of, and he is now.
So you didn't have
And,
clout yet? Like he wasn't big yet?
no. At least I don't think. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's up? And he just kind of like looked past me. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. So like a year and a half goes by, and I see him at another competition, and he was actually talking to Dan Tominski. And do you know who Dan Tominski is?
Do you guys know
Joe
who that
probably
is?
knows.
Joe probably knows.
He was another like CrossFit Games guy, regional guy, like basically another high level competitor. So they were talking, and I went up to him like, "Yo, what's up, man? Good luck on this comp." He's like, "Oh, thanks." And we were like, that's where we started like bullshitting for a little bit longer after that. So that was like right there was the spark of like everything. And then I had reached out to him, I think, in a couple months, and no. He had posted on Instagram this workout he did, and I was like, hey man, that was a good workout. Like I did it too, and it took me this, that, and the other. And he's like, oh, that was I did the same thing. How did you do this? How did you do that? Oh, you know what? We should try like squatting together one day. I was like, yeah, come by my place. So we did like Smolov together. Do you guys know what Smolov is?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The old
Logan,
Russian
don't worry,
trainer,
you'll
dude.
get there one day.
So wait, Logan, was CrossFit your introduction to fitness?
I know. I think just general sports were.
General sports, because Smolov was like back in the day, everyone ran the Smolov cycle.
Yeah, he did. Smolov and
Smolov
Smolov
cycle.
Jr.
Yeah, Smolov Jr. Yep.
Yeah.
And then it was like after that, it was like 5-3-1 and Jim won that
Yep.
shit, like all that. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. So you guys did Smolov, and then what happened? Crushed legs, and you were just like, we're boys.
Yeah, we're smack. Yeah, we're killing each other's legs. Then we were doing the next couple times we started Olympic lifting, and he was already like putting up like high numbers. I was like, damn, this guy can really lift a lot of weight. And I believe he was going to the games, not maybe the games or the regionals, maybe that year. And then we just kind of kept in touch. And then I heard he was going to open his own place, and that's when I reached out to him, and then that was it.
And you've had this gym since 2019, you said?
Right at 2020, this spot that we're at.
Wow.
The Move Festival, yeah.
It had to have been tough opening up, right? Like at that time, yeah.
So we had the first gym that we came together at, the Freedom Athletic Academy, and right at the tail end of 2019, maybe mid 2019, it was time to basically like re-sign our lease. So I reached out to the landlord, and the lady that owned the building was like, "Oh, I sold the gym. This guy's from California." I'm sorry, excuse me. I didn't sell the gym. I sold the space. I sold the space. This guy's from California. Is really nice. I'll give you his number. I reach out to him. He's like super chill. Yeah, that's great. Oh, wow, it's a gym. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that CrossFit stuff. That's great. I love it. Can't wait to come out there and meet you guys. I said, listen, we really would love to re-sign for another 5 years if we can like renegotiate. He's like, that's great. Yeah, let's do it, man. So I didn't hear from him for like a couple months, and then in like August of 2019, this lady walks in a pantsuit and a clipboard, and I'm like, hey, you want to sign up? Can I help you?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I'm so and so's daughter. He died last month, and me and my brothers picked up this space in a trust. So we're gonna turn this into a storage unit.
Shit.
I was like, what? I'm like, your dad said we could re-sign under another 5-year lease, and she's like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna kind of have like a storage space here or whatever she was referring to it as. And I was like, damn, like we gotta go.
Oh, that sucks,
So
dude.
we basically like squatted until like December of 2019, and a buddy of ours was like, hey, let me ask you something. Is this town close to you? I was like, yeah, that's like right in our backyard. And he's like, oh, my buddy owns this space, and it used to be like basically like big offices for like telemarketing. He's like, I'm not sure if a gym will work there, but you want to go check it out? I was like, yeah, let's go check it out. There's like, we have nothing. There's nothing available. Everything's like, the economy was like booming at that point, so everything was like really like not available or like pretty well high priced. I go check it out. It's a telemarketing place. I'm like, I don't know, this might work, this might not. He's like, look, I'll tell you what. If you want, I'll like demo it, and I'll kind of like help you guys get started in this spot, you and Christian, and then we'll go from there. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So December into like January, we like demo the area, like get everything ready, move all of our stuff there, and really couldn't really reuse the name Freedom Athletic Academy for the reason that it was still tied up in the other place. So I was like, dude, let's just use your Move Fast Lift Heavy name. I'm like, it's basically like already set up for like a gym. I'm like, I know you have the clothing, but like maybe Move Fast Lift Heavy could offer like gym services too. And he's like, oh, it's a good idea. And we did that, and then freaking I hear like, and then I'm like, yo, do you hear like people are closing their business because there's like a virus going on? And he's like, what? Like Christian is not like really like known to like think. So I'm always like updating him with like news topics. So I'm like, oh, did you know like
There's
we
drones
have a
in
new
New
president?
Jersey.
Yeah. So he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, like it's like a flu, and people are like closing like stores are closing. It's 2 weeks to slow the spread is what they're calling it. I'm like, should we close? He's like, we just opened. I'm like, yeah, I guess let's just stay open for as long as we can. And then we stayed open for like 2 more weeks, and everything started closing on Long Island. And then that was it. I was like, dude, we gotta close. So the positive to this was the other space we were at was like active trucking in the back, so there was like nowhere to take a class out in the parking lot. This space that we went to was like a dead area, so we could like have the whole parking lot to ourselves.
Nice.
So it worked out fine, because it worked out to the best it could, because we could do like online training, and then like when we were allowed to have like 6 people per like 1,000 square feet, we would just put like half the class outside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a good way to survive through something like that, dude.
Yeah,
gyms were struggling, dude.
Yeah, it was a crazy pivot. Like I think what we, again, like, because it was like such a new spot, we didn't really like solidify anything. That we told the new landlord, like, look, we'll give you 50% of what we're making every month, and then we'll just like call it even. And then we went from like 160 170 members down to like 30.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And the only way we kept those 30 was because we let everyone rent equipment out. I was like, yeah, all right, listen, take the equipment, and every day or every other day, we'll do like a video call like this. We'll do a workout with it,
And what's the gym sitting at now?
It's right around like 200, two and change. Yeah.
How do you feel like you've been able to get that many members? What's been the most important part?
I mean, honestly, like, friends telling friends, people telling family members is I think like the biggest way. And then just presence online, like having presence online. I use push press.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I use
Joe
there, and
probably is.
they offer this basically it's called Grow. It's a way to like it's a gateway to kind of get people get leads, follow up on the leads. So they use a lot
Yeah.
of like AI stuff. So if you click on the website, it'll like send me a message that someone clicked on the website, and then I can like reach out to you personally. Hey man, I saw you on the website. You know, what are you looking for? You know, what do you want to do? So it's a lot of like kind of stuff like that. But the since we started using the Grow, that seemed to really help out a lot. I mean, we have referrals from people who are a part of the gym that does help. Um, but every like couple of weeks, there's like a new person coming in, like, oh, I saw you on the website. You know, I Googled, you know, this and I found you. So online stuff really helps out too.
That's great. Joe, I'm going to let you take over from here on the affiliate side of things.
Where do you want me to go?
Wherever you want to go.
Yeah, Anthony, how do you deal with people like suckers like me that just do open gym?
It's not a suckers thing. Every affiliate's different.
So open gym is a business model that I think if every gym doesn't adopt, they're gonna basically just kind of fade out. Because like it's almost unfair at this point. If I have a gym that offers like, which really I call my gym a hybrid gym. It's coach classes plus open gym. So open gym being the sense of like instead of having to go to LA Fitness or Planet Fitness, you could just come to my gym and work out. Um, and then so it eliminates the hesitation of saying, well, I don't know if I really, your schedule doesn't work for me, or you know what, I don't really want to do classes, I have my own training. I can offer you a spot, a place to kind of like do. I have, you're not going to hear no, you can't do that. It's just, yeah, we could do that, and this is the form
Yeah.
we do it in.
I'm all for it, and it'll work really well for us in our next location facility. But Justin's been coaching with us for a little bit now, and we have huge classes in just the open gym. We have a couple of members that do it, but we don't have like all day, every day, or 24-hour access yet. So it's a transition.
Yeah, it was definitely a transition. It was like I had to get myself, because I was just, in that mindset with my own gym of like, the door opens at 3, it closes at 4. The door opens at 4:30, it closes at 5:30, like something like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, now that I've done both, I mean, barring leaving, like, I mean, I can't really leave like, um, you know, obviously, like I can't. Well, I wouldn't leave cash to the gym, but I can't leave things like products that I would sell because people would help themselves. But yeah, if you're paying a membership and you want to use the gym at 2 a.m., I mean, it's no skin. It's better for me. I don't have to do anything for you. You can go in and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel like it affects things in terms of community in like the CrossFit gym space? Do you think that it adds value to the community of, your gym and CrossFit at large? Or do you think that it's just kind of like, I don't know, it is what it is type thing?
So I think that because CrossFit has evolved so much, and you have guys like Logan coming in and they're like, oh, I love CrossFit. It's great, but I follow brute strength, or I follow, mayhem. It's like, that's great. Like, more than happy to give you a space to do it. And honestly, I just want to see people like move well and interpret programming well. And too many times I see people work out on their own and they're doing it wrong, or they're like not hitting the stimulus of the workout that they're trying to get. They're doing, or they're just like it's doing too much. So I think it's good that you can say to someone, hey, listen, you could follow your own programming. I can help you out if you want the help. I can give you some tips here and there, and then kind of like basically I would be that like keystone for the community. So it's like the open gym community go through me, and then the class or CrossFit community go through me, so that we're all kind of like together as one big gym.
That's hot.
That's hot. So
How big is your space?
What's that?
How big is your space?
So we have a 7,000 square foot space.
Okay.
Dang, that's big. Joe, what's yours?
6,400.
6,400.
Yeah.
Lame.
How did you get involved with Devin?
Okay, so during COVID,
Mhm.
so I knew Devin. He had a gym. Also, he had another CrossFit gym down the road, and
He owned one himself?
yeah, he had a gym. Him and his brother Larry had a gym down the road,
Okay.
and we just kind of knew each other from that, right? Being in the community together, because I think he was like one of the first gyms in the island to kind of like go off on their own and open up, and then the guy that I trained with, and then me, and then Christian, and so on and so forth. So when you were first in the space, you kind of all knew each other. You were, all part of that same first comer, first time crew. Um, so he had his gym. A couple years goes by. He's doing his thing. He reaches out to me to do a workout, or they needed a third teammate to do this competition. It was upstate at Lake Placid. It's called Wad Fest in the Wild, and him and his brother was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Like, I'll do it with you guys. That sounds fun. It was like all this, like, tire flip, outdoor trail run, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was good. So that was like our first like interaction together. We were really like, we're like, oh, okay, this guy's not so bad. And then fast forward a couple years, I heard that he was going to close his gym down, and then he decided to kind of like go to more of like just straight up strongman and like open gym. More of like a gym club, if you want to say. So you can just go in and do whatever you want,
Yep.
whenever you wanted to do it. Fast forward to COVID, so I get a part-time job doing security and bouncing, and I bounce at this bar. And I saw him. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" I was like, "How's it going? What are you up to?" He's like, "Oh, this and that." I was like, "Oh, do you still have your gym?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, it's tough right now." He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of hard, but I brought in this doctor that's been helping me like basically rent from my space, and he uses part of my space for his like some of his trigger point therapies." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty sweet that he like pays." He's like, "Yeah, it's actually the point he pays all my rent." I'm like, "That's dope." I'm like, "I would love to like get into something like that where like I could rent part of my space to a guy." He's like, "Oh, let me know." A couple weeks go by, I see him out again. A couple more weeks, I see him out again. I worked as a bouncer for that summer of COVID to make some extra money, or the summer after COVID, I should really say. Um, and then he hooked me up with the doctor, and I was like, oh, "Okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I see how it goes." So basically, you can offer these like medical treatments, trigger point or massage therapy, and the doctor would take it out of would go through insurance, and then in the interim would be basically renting space from you to use that space.
Huh.
So when I went over to Devin's gym, it was like a ghost town. I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "This is like a waste." He's like, "Yeah, I don't know, I don't have too many members anymore." I'm like, "Why don't you just bring your gym to my gym, do the 24/7 thing at my gym, and you could just rent the back area from me?" Because I'm like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like such a big space that like I could really just fit you in the back. He's like, "Oh, wow, that's a good idea." Actually, he wasn't like it's a good idea. He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "No, listen. It's definitely like you have to. I'm asking you to like take a leap of faith, but I think it's going to work out because look, you're doing your strongman thing. You're not really 100% into like running the business as is." So I was like, "Just think about it," and he just thought about it, and then he decided to do it and brought his gym over or brought his equipment over, and that was basically his like kind of like buy-in, for lack of a better term, to say like, "Okay, I'm going to rent this space from you. You guys can use my equipment. You can use the all the strongman stuff that I bring, and I'll do this, and we'll do that, and that'll be it." And I said, "All right, so if you're going to be here renting, you could also kind of be in charge of like the doctor renting and anyone else that we have renting from us, as like you'll be like the almost like the mini landlord inside of the gym." So that's kind of how we came up with that. That's how that like evolved.
So is he trying to go pro in strongman or something? Like, is he like a high level competitor?
I mean, I'm pretty sure like he's always working out like very hard and heavy when he's doing his stuff. But he went to Worlds in Texas, I think, last year, and then was trying to go this year again.
Cool.
So I don't really know about that world too much. But he really took a liking to strongman versus CrossFit, and he felt like he could really excel, and he did. He seems to be excelling a lot at that for his like size and weight. You know.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel like okay, I think one of the questions that I have when it comes to like CrossFit and affiliates or something is the whole community.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I got a jet. I got it like 30 minutes a day late, and I got to get some stuff moved.
Okay. Yeah. Go for
I
it.
got a jet. Anthony, it was good meeting you. Hopefully we'll
Good
do
meeting
another
you.
one of these.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
All right. See you guys.
See you, buddy.
See ya. So one of the things that I like think about when it comes to CrossFit gyms and, you know, affiliates or whatever is the value add to like, you know, the customers or whatever. Do you feel like he's like doing different modalities in one type of gym is like a value add, like a sell? Does it help out with your community? Do you guys like have communities that are cohesive together, that work together, or?
So in the beginning, it was definitely like his community was coming in, and my community was like, "Oh, what is there going to be all these like muscle heads walking around, and what is there going to be this?"
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, "No, listen, you know, let's just see how it goes. You know, they're taking a chance on us, like we could take a chance on them, right? And see, and let's see if everyone kind of like play nice." And basically, I knew that it was going to be fine because, why is everyone working out, right? They're doing a bit to better themselves, whether it's strongman, whether it's Orange Theory, or whether it's CrossFit. Everyone wants to better themselves. But no, I mean, it wasn't really that big of a community. You know, when there's like maybe there's a handful of strongman guys that come in and do strongman stuff. There's a handful of open gym guys that do like the open gym stuff, and then anyone that was doing CrossFit in his gym basically just fused over to my side anyway and just started doing class. I'm like, yo, just jump in the class, like hop in, see what it's all about. And there was some apprehension, but then, you know, after a couple of weeks, a couple of months, you start to get, you know, familiar faces, familiar area, familiar sights, and then it just kind of went from there. And it was, it's not something that like if a new person walks in, I'm like, hey, do you know we also do strongman and we also do this? I'm just like, what are your goals? Oh, you want to get better? Oh, you want to do this? Okay, cool. This is what I could offer you. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Yeah, that's sweet. I think like having exposure at least to a bunch of different modalities is really cool to have in a gym, right? Because so often, especially like in the CrossFit world, I don't know if you guys have like any big meccas of bodybuilding or anything or powerlifting out by you, but in the CrossFit world, it seems like it's usually the first touch point to fitness that a lot of the people have. So they don't even know that anything really exists outside of CrossFit for the most part. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
I definitely do. Yeah.
That's really cool, dude.
I gotta say, I don't really consider myself a CrossFit gym.
Okay.
I really like to use the term hybrid gym.
Okay. Why?
Well, because when you say the word CrossFit, I think you specialize in like what that is. Okay, so you said CrossFit, so I'm thinking rope climb, tire flip, running, handstand, you know, jumping.
Yep.
And then if you say like, okay, hey, we're a hybrid gym, what is that? Well, a hybrid gym is just it's a fusion of different fitness modalities, right? So some strongman, some CrossFit, some high rocks, some personal training, right? So I think that is a better form to go with, because too many times, I mean, even people that come in, like one girl said to me not the other day, but a couple months ago, she was like, I came into your gym once before when you were in your old location. I was like, you did? I'm like, whoa, what happened? She goes, I saw the ropes and the rings and I got too scared and I left.
No way.
I was like, damn. So it's funny, like little things like that you never even really knew, you come out and you're like, huh, I never knew that. So moving on with that, how many people are like, oh, is this a CrossFit gym? And I'll be like, I already know where they're going. I'm like, so we use CrossFit ideas and training methods, but we're a gym. We're a fitness gym. We're going to help you. We're going to help you get better.
Yeah. See, Logan, what did I tell you guys earlier? So we were having a discussion earlier about the state of CrossFit, and I don't know if you saw that reel that a bunch of people commented on or whatever. It's this big burly like bodybuilding guy, and he basically said that CrossFit is dead, right? And it has been for 5 years, blah 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 blah. And kind of my point to that, and I'd like to get your take on it, since you're not an affiliate owner, are you? It's not affiliated with CrossFit?
So we were affiliated up until I had to re-sign this year, and I didn't re-sign.
Okay, so my take on it is that CrossFit is dead for the most part in terms of like it as a brand and people being stoked on it. Like there was a time in 2011 or whatever, I remember I was doing strongman powerlifting, and we were like, oh, CrossFit's gay. Like you don't want to do CrossFit, whatever. You know what I mean? Like we'd made fun of it, but everyone was stoked on it. And now you'd be hard pressed to find anybody that talks about it. And so it's interesting because that video came up, then another video came up, or a podcast that I was listening to brought up that High Rocks is the functional fitness thing, and that's the evolution of CrossFit now. And another video that I watched was like, and I wasn't even looking for this stuff. Another video said, you guys remember CrossFit? I think it's still around, but CrossFit used to be all the hype back in whenever.
Yep.
But my point to that was that I think the same thing is kind of what your potential member went through. Is she walked in the door, she saw the ropes and stuff, and it looks intimidating. And all of the marketing around CrossFit, whether the methodology promotes this or not, all of the marketing around it is like extraordinary people doing extraordinary things, rather than like your everyday average Joe, instead of doing a muscle snatch, doing like a dumbbell snatch or something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I agree with that statement. I do think CrossFit is dead. I don't know if it died 5 years ago, but definitely in the past like year and a half.
Yeah.
I think it's like getting pretty bad. I think after the whole like when Greg Glassman got fired, like that whole like pretty much right there as I think when it started to like really die. And people were like posting the black boxes, and people were like, "Oh, I'm done. I don't stand with CrossFit." And then they just came back anyway.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? You know, like it's or maybe it's not the sense the whole like CrossFit games and that mentality of it. I think is dead. You know, especially now that they changed the whole open. That's all different now. I mean, that's to myself is. I don't know. I think it was better off when it was more, and this is what's so attractive about High Rocks. It was better off when you were able to really like touch and taste it, like an almost making it. I can make it to regionals. I can make it to sanctionals. I can make it to to regionals. I can then maybe make it to a local game, to the games, and that's gone now. So where High Rocks is like, hey, listen, we have all these different events. You know. You could play with the pros, and if you do good enough, you could qualify for a world race and then go race there.
Right, the barrier to entry is so much lower, and that's what makes it as popular as it is, because it's like a fun event. Mm-hmm. You know, like you don't have to have a bar muscle up in order to compete at a higher level or a bigger event. You don't have to do a ring muscle up or whatever.
And this is the joke me and my friends would say. It's like, so I love the whole like unknown and unknowable aspect, right? Mm-hmm. But at some point, like something has to be like consistent, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you're playing a baseball game or a football game, they're not just going to introduce a new like, okay, now first base is 230 feet away,
right?
You know,
yeah.
Okay,
but
now
the pitch clock,
right. Now the football is 10 pounds when you throw it instead of whatever, you know. So, yeah. To that extent, High Rocks, it's so repeatable. You're never going to see something different now. It's always the 8 rounds of running, and then the rock stations in the middle, and that's it. You know, you can really get good at all those little things, you know?
That's what I think is most appealing about High Rocks as well, besides like the low barrier to entry, is the fact that you tangibly know you are getting better. Right. With CrossFit, you can say you're getting better, but it could just be that like you got better at one specific thing, so you did better at a certain benchmark workout. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're more fit. It just means that you got better at X skill, and then something else dropped out. You never really know for certain that something got better. But
those benchmark workouts usually did back in the day. They correlated to workouts you would do. But now there's so many different variables and more movements they've put into it. These benchmark workouts don't mean anything.
Correct.
Your Fran time means shit
Correct.
now because they don't make the same kind of workout.
Right.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think that at least when it comes to programming, if you really want to figure out who's the fittest, who's the best or whatever, it's not like throw random skills that nobody has acquired at the board and just see who like can get it. It's more about like who, like, you know, I think the test of fitness is really just like who's stronger, who's faster, who can jump higher, that type of stuff. You know, who can endure longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are saying, Vindicate said, I'd argue that's what makes it fun. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like it has to be fun, and I think that's what keeps people engaged. The problem is if they won't even come through the door because there's a rope tied to the ceiling, that's what the issue is, you know?
Yeah. And it makes it fun for people who are in it already.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, I never thought of doing 135-pound thruster on Fran instead of 95. Like that'll be a different stimulus. But when they're like, what was the workout they did? They do a handstand on a box, and then pirouette, and then walk. It was a games workout.
Yep.
I'm like, you're doing a handstand on a box now? I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's my own thing. You know, I'm sure there's a slew of people that think that's cool and like, wow, I want to train for that. I want to get good at that. But I mean, that's so specialized, it's almost impossible. You know.
I mean, I'm right there with you on that. I tend to ask the question, like, why? What's the point?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the point is to really find out, and now we're talking about the sport, but if the point is to really find out who is the fittest, like, I mean, it could just be variable that day. Like, whoever was able to, like, pick up on the skill for that day, like, could be the winner. You know, Tia Claire Toomey could be, by all
on her
metrics.
periods.
Yeah, exactly. But by all metrics, she could be the best. She could have the highest vertical. She could have the the fastest 200-meter sprint. She could have all the things that you need. But then on that day, she just can't pirouette on a box. Like, is she really not the fittest person there?
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, right.
It's like when interesting.
It's like to speak on that note, Froning lost that whatever year that games was when he couldn't climb the rope. He didn't know how to clamp his feet. So he lost the games because of that. You know, he didn't know that one specific thing. But he probably was the fittest guy still that year.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. But then you have like a sport like baseball where you have to have that pitcher show up every day. But then you look at it, you're like, you have 162 games in a season to do it.
Right.
You have one open.
Right.
With maybe a video review that you get or may not get, and that's your season.
Right.
So I'm interested with the World Fitness Project now because they have 20 athletes on pro cards, kind of like in bodybuilding style.
Yeah.
And you get your pro card for the year, and apparently it's $100,000 a person. So now they have an automatic payout for being a pro athlete, which people can go to competitions and go against them to take their pro card from them.
No way.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's
like
the
that
Will
idea.
Morad stuff. Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, it's butting up against the game season. So it's going to be really interesting now because now there's qualifiers for individual semifinals, wherever they're calling it, sanctional semifinals at the other locations. At the same time, there's going to be competitions for the World Fitness Project. So
and
we'll see.
this is an exact marker of what you were just saying. If CrossFit wasn't dying, the World Fitness Project wouldn't have popped up.
Right.
Agreed.
Because there wouldn't be a need for it.
There wouldn't be space. Yeah.
Right. There wouldn't be space for it. You know. But that's cool. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate. I don't want to take too much time, Anthony. I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate you hopping on. Thanks for
Is your dog there?
She is somewhere, but she's probably laying.
Logan, you gonna go see him in person today, or did you already train?
I'll see it. No, I did not train it. I'm still recovering.
Oh yeah, how your legs feeling?
Yeah.
My legs feel fine.
What was the total number?
331,000 meters.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh, dude! Holy crap!
I think we averaged at the end of it. We averaged a 210 on the rower, but I think for at least the majority of it, we averaged a 204, 205.
Wow,
that's pretty impressive.
I was pulling maybe on like my own average. If I had to guess, I was averaging like a 202 to a 203 most of it.
What was your average heart rate for the entire 24 hours?
I gotta look at my Apple Watch, but I was in. So it varied because we did 15-minute shifts first, so the team of 4. So I was in like a zone 2 with that 15 minutes to a zone 3-ish, end of zone 2. But then we moved to teams of 2 for the 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off for 2 hours. So me, partner A and partner B, and we have a C and D, right? So partner A and B were doing 5 on, 5 off for 2 hours, while the other 2 people rested for 2 hours. That I didn't never left zone 3.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! For
So for
5
2 hours, I was in zone. Yeah, for 2 hours, I was in zone 3, and then for the last 3 hours, because I had the 2 hours prior to that, I stayed for the last hour because we all 4 were on the last hour. So I did like 3 hours straight of zone 3/4 at the end, because I was pulling like a 155 and 158 at the end.
Did you get any chance to like nap or sleep during that?
I tried to nap. I tried to nap during my 2-hour breaks because I had 3 of them.
Yeah.
I think 2 or 6. Yeah, I had 3 of those 2-hour breaks, and I couldn't.
You were just
Like,
up for 24 hours.
I had 0 caffeine the whole time.
No,
Zero
Wow.
caffeine, and my heart would not drop
Right.
during
That's
the rest.
crazy. That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
I'm doing a 6-hour run on February 22nd in Wisconsin, so it's gonna be like cold as shit too.
Wow.
And that's like I'm thinking about that a lot. Like, where's my heart rate gonna be for 6 hours, dude?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had a lot
How
of
far is it?
Coca-Cola.
Huh?
You should drink a lot of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Nah, dude, I'm eating the hell out of fruit. Coke will tear my stomach up. I'll be
Yeah.
shitting while I run.
How far is the run?
Well, it's technically an ultra, but it's basically just 6 hours. You run as far as you can go.
All right, sweet. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a nice little trail run. It'll be fun. I'm doing it
Yeah.
mostly from the mental aspect, just to prove that I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. We have something like that here in Long Island. It's called Shore to Shore. You run from one part of the island to the other. I do that in April. It's about 6.5 hours.
Jeez, how far is
Yeah.
it?
It ends up being like 33, 34 miles.
That's crazy. Are you walking too? Like run, walk, run,
Yeah,
walk?
yeah. Because you're gonna run. You got to go through the trails.
Yep.
You'll stop at like the pit stations and like that. Those are my favorite parts because they have soda, like candy, peanut butter and jelly. That's great.
That's
Oh,
sick, dude.
we're doing it.
We're doing it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, heck yeah, let's go.
I'm going to sign up for that half Ironman in September too,
Okay.
with Pat.
Looks
Yeah, I'll
like
do
you
it.
really are the CrossFit athlete, dude. You're really cross-fitnessing all over the place.
Who?
Logan, he's going
Yeah.
24-hour row. He's going to compete at WADA. Now he's going to 6-hour
I know.
run and
Oh,
Ironman.
Anthony's on my team. He'll be there.
Nice, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
Should
Cool.
be good.
Well, we'll see you there, dude.
Oh, okay, good. It'll be good to meet you in person.
Yeah, man, you too. Well, appreciate you boys hopping on. I got to get off. I got to go hang out with the kids for a little bit. Tonight's the last
All right,
day
man.
before they got to go back to school, but I appreciate
Yeah.
you boys. Thank you.
All right, you got it, man. Take care.
Peace out later.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.